Hey guys, good morning. Good morning, everybody. How are we this morning? Welcome to Everyday with Jay. It's good to see you guys. I didn't know Kathy P was live right now. It's so early. It's so early. I started early this morning. I know, Flo. Feel the beat. Drop. Good morning. We have a new case to go over before we get to the bullshit of Bullhorn Betty. Let's go over this really quick. Melissa B, it's good to see you. I'll say hi to everybody. I just want to read through this real quick here. There is a search for a missing Jacksonville woman after her vehicle was found abandoned in South Carolina. South Carolina, y'all, her vehicle, this pretty blonde. Oh, Neptune Beach, Florida. She's from Florida. Investigators in South Carolina are searching for a missing 27-year-old Jacksonville woman. According to Missing People in America, Jessica Rapsys was last seen Tuesday evening before reportedly getting lost on her way to her aunt's house in Allendale, South Carolina. Her car has since been located abandoned on a railroad crossing in Allendale County. Video included above shows search efforts in Allendale. The search area being searched is very rural, so officials required helicopters and off-road vehicles. Grayson Gull, which is the aunt, said she was shocked to hear, or no, this is her friend, sorry. Grayson Gull told First Coast News she was shocked to hear about the disappearance of her friend. My initial reaction was disbelief, Gull said. She is like one of those people when they walk in a room, they light it up. So lighthearted and bubbly, and I think that's why so many people gravitated towards her. If you have information that could assist South Carolina law enforcement in the search for Rapsys, please call the Allendale County Sheriff's Office at 803-584-7067 or leave a tip with SLED through Crime Stoppers at www.888-crimessc.com or 1-888-CRIMES-SC. Let's watch this video real fast. This is
Summer in the South is no joke, so why not take
scary stuff. Good morning, Texas Ranger. Hi, Lucia. Good morning, everyone just coming in. I know. So her car is found by it's abandoned by a railroad track.
Right now, investigators in South Carolina are searching for a missing Neptune Beach woman. According to Missing People in America, Jessica Rapsys was last seen Tuesday evening. She reportedly got lost on her way to her aunt's house in Allendale, South Carolina. A new video just into our newsroom in the last 40 minutes shows today's search efforts in South Carolina. The area is very rural and investigators used helicopters and off-road vehicles in their search. Drew Cosgray is joining us live tonight from Neptune Beach, where he's hearing from friends of Rapsys. And Drew, what did they tell you tonight?
Yeah, news of the search for 27-year-old Jessica Rapsys is not only spreading on social media, but right here in Neptune Beach. Just a little while ago, I spoke to her friend Grayson Gull, who says she saw her Friday. What we do know is that Rapsys' car was found abandoned on Tuesday at 9:15 p.m. in Allendale, South Carolina, a little more than 3 hours away. Her car was found stuck across some railroad tracks, and then Allendale Sheriff James Freeman told our affiliate station WJBF in Augusta that when authorities found her car, it was still warm but had been sitting there for a while. For Gull, she hopes her friend is found safe.
This morning, I think everything set in. I just felt like an urge to get this out there because I feel like the more people know or see her face, the more chance we have of finding her.
Wow.
And Gull also told me that when they hung out on Friday was that Jessica did mention visiting her aunt in South Carolina, but nothing else. Reporting in Neptune Beach, this is Drew Cosgray, First Coast News, on your side.
Isn't that weird? Hey, Jenny. Hey, Natalie. Good to see you. Good. Hey, Angie B. And Snapple. Limey. Good to see you guys. September. Good to Ra. Jackie. Miss Odin. It's Clue season. Just Robin. See more ignorance. Feisty Nana. Chick Noodle. Music City Mom. Hello. You have Kathy on the tablet and me on the phone. Raining today. Eric Jasper says, fitting we lost a friend yesterday. I'm so sorry for your loss, Eric. Hey, Kansas gal. Hey, Potato. Good to see you. She says, I can't stay, but hello. Hi, Siobhan. The car was found near the tracks, and it was still warm. Hey, Eddie Paul. Bournemouth, England. Patrick, good morning. Good morning, guys. It's good to see all of y'all this morning. So I wanted to share that. Crazy. She said she was going to visit her aunt on Friday. She told her friend that, and she never made it there and apparently was lost. How do you get lost with GPS? Good morning, Mrs. Fletcher. You like it early in the AM? Thanks for joining. Happy Friday to you, Potato. We have a crazy case to go over on Friday Live today. Two kidnappings that the kids were saved by innocent people being good people. It is important to highlight these cases, Nursey. I agree. Your birthday's Sunday. Oh, happy birthday, Angie. I don't have my birthday thing. I'm not on that thing. Good morning, Robin. I'm not on my Go Shorty. I have to sing it to you. But it's not your birthday yet. I'll get you. What are you doing for your birthday, Angie B? You'll be there for Friday Live? Yay. Simplify. How are you? It's good to see all of you. Let's switch over. Ooh. Well, good morning. You see me fresh out of bed. Ooh-wee, that will scare somebody. Oops. Let's go like this. Okay, there we go. So this bitch, and I have no words. I have no words after last night. Yeah, the two girls in Michigan. Sterling Heights, Michigan. Right in my stomping grounds. Texas Roadhouse dinner. Whoop, whoop. Get yourself a steak. Betty's going to be jelly. Betty's going to be jelly when Angie B's got a steak. That scared the shit out of you? What did? My close-up in the morning? Crafty Tanya says, hello, everyone. It's Friday night. 11:30 p.m. in Aussie, listening while I fall asleep. Well, sweet dreams. Nurseykins, there's no way you're 50. You're beautiful. Thanks. She's not talking about me, no. No, but what she does say is just absolutely, I mean, I can't. So going into this, keep in mind, she's got 3 ROs on her, right? They're in place. She goes back on the 22nd, or she's supposed to go on the 22nd. And I mean, this is just beyond crazy, the shit she's saying. Like, why are you doubling down so hard? Why are you so psycho to do that? Let's get into it. She's already wringing her hands at her nasty thumbnail that she created or had someone create. Did you guys notice that? The nasty ass thumbnail? How dare she? I mean, how dare she put the mom, and I don't know what Katie did, and neither do you, and neither does anybody else, if anything. But how dare she put the mother of a missing child? Wait, let me back up. How dare she call herself an advocate of anything? An advocate of anything, and make a thumbnail like that, or put the mother of a missing child on a missing poster. See, I don't even know the ins and outs of that, B-Tim. I just know they have a lawsuit and they've been feuding for years. I don't know the whole ins and outs of that. Like, I don't. I just know it's been carried on and on. But we're talking, this is a case that's public. Like, not everybody knows Queen Bee, but a lot of people are following this case. And it's absolutely shocking to me that someone would keep going and not see how horrible she looks. I mean, look at this. She's wringing her hands. She's excited that she made a nasty thumbnail with Katie looking like like she's in a video game with big breasts and blood on her breasts and blood on her face. It's sick. And then another one of Chris behind her with a shovel in his hand. Fuck off, Betty. You're disgusting. You shouldn't even talk about kids. You are the absolute low bottom of the barrel to do that. We don't even know. I mean, it was bad enough when you got Don Wells fired. Shit move. But now you sit here with your greasy hair, ring in your hands. I want to know too, Jay. I want to know why YouTube allows this. It's sick. And you can see how sick she is because she has a stupid green screen hanging behind her headboard so her lazy ass doesn't even have to get out of bed to go live on TikTok. Katie could take that as a threat. Absolutely. It's just like that lawyer said on Coffin Daffer. It's all about the perception of the person being harassed. She can sit there and say, I'm not harassing them. But if Katie sees it as harassment, guess what, bitch? It's harassment. It doesn't depend on what you say. It depends on what the petitioner says. She's horrible. Absolutely despicable. Stank cooter. Oh, you think she's willing to go to jail for Seth and Tony for publicity? No. So she goes to the fucking, listen, she goes live on TikTok. But she's too stupid to realize you don't need that stupid green thing. So what that is, you know what like, do you remember, like, I don't know, like, you know, the things the dentist puts on you? Like they clip that little thing on your neck so you don't drool when you're getting Olip! It's Olip! In the bushes, Olip! You better not stay in them bushes, girl. I'm going to come find you, Olip Juice. I love seeing you here, Olip. We missed you for a couple days. I mean, I'm just going to point out the obvious. Okay, so this little thing she has hanging, it's folded when it's sent to you. I used to have one when I was a rookie streamer. But on TikTok, she uses a virtual green screen like Tony tried to when he showed his peen. Well, you don't really need that to use a virtual green screen, but you should probably iron it because a green screen works with lighting, right? So do you see how that thing's all folded and all discombobulated? That's all shadows. That's why when you watch her and she puts her braids in for TikTok and then her braids disappear because she's a moron. She's a moron. She's a moron. Oh, God, Dark Horse, say it isn't so. Flashing cooter now? Shadow cooter? Yeah, I mean, but to put it behind your bedboard and then prop yourself up with a fucking memory foam pillow. What happened to your desk, Betty? You used to sit in an office. You used to pretend. You don't even pretend anymore. No, Texas. She used to sit at a desk. She has a chair like me. She used to sit at a desk. She had a printer. She tried to look legit. Now she doesn't even care. She's hiding from the process server. Green screen cooter. Creased cooter. Lazy cooter. That's it, Andy. That is pure laziness. To put a green screen behind your headboard. Bedboard Betty. Headboard Betty. It's fucking weird. Oh, man. All right. Let's get into it, guys. Without further ado, I hear there's a new one this morning. And I heard that her and Queen Bee have court. B. Tim, could you fill us in on what the decision, like what are they going to court for today in a nutshell? And we're sending good vibes to Queen that I hope it's that this thing gets dropped. Is that what they're doing? Like a motion to dismiss? Let us know, B. Tim, because we need to send good vibes and good thoughts over to Queen that she prevails today with whatever it is they're going to court for. You were going to watch the hearing on Zoom, but they do not offer a link. Once a cooter, always a cooter. Yep, throw some bees in the chat, some honey, some hives for Queen. It is. Is it a big day? So what's on the docket? Is it a motion to dismiss? Because I hope it gets dismissed. So do you guys think that Betty is being paid by Timu Tony to do this kind of shit? Yep, let's hope that Betty gets stung today. That Queen Bee comes out of the hive where she's usually convening and, you know, talking to her fellow bees in the hive. Queen Bee's gonna emerge. She's gonna emerge this morning. And she's gonna fly out of that hive. And that stinger, my granddaughter calls them super stingers. I think Queen Bee's got a super stinger. And I think that super stinger is gonna pierce you right where it counts, Bullhorn Betty. Good morning, jammers. It's good to see everybody this AM. Let's get it on.
Evening. I hope you like my creative thumbnail.
No, we don't.
You know, we have a tantalizing conversation about the topic at hand. My name's Bullhorn Betty. I cover true crime, and I'm covering the case of Sebastian Rogers. He's a 15-year-old boy that disappeared from his home in Hendersonville, Tennessee, where he was locked away, according to his mother, with only his mother. She said she woke up the next morning around 6 a.m., and he was gone. All the doors and windows were locked. Hey, Cheeky Chops, me and you, Crystal Pistol. It's nice to see everyone. The real me too. We got Delilah present. Thank God she calmed down. I appreciate everybody trying to give me training advice for my dog. I will tell you that the dog's going to turn out the way ever she's going to turn out. We're going to live her.
Oh, God. Dr. Melmo got slapped in Bullhorn Betty's chat last night by Karen. What did you say, Dr. Melmo? AJ, nice video on the waltz. On the watts. Thank you. I know, Olive. That poor freaking dog. Wait till you hear what she says. I don't know if you've heard this yet. It is. It's pitiful. Save Delilah. Save Delilah.
Our life, kind of the way we live our life. And somebody told me to stick her in the kennel and leave her be for a while. Like, we tried that. She completely freaked out. So, you know, she's a sweet girl. She doesn't really do anything wrong. Occasionally she'll get my little slipper, and she's a puppy. If a puppy ain't snagging your damn slipper, then they ain't a damn puppy. So lay off. She's just fine. She's going to be just fine. She's fine. It's nice to see you. At the end of the day, I hope many of you guys took a nice, good look at my graphic design abilities today. I thought I did a swell job to have our talking points and to really piss a lot of people off. Let's be honest, right? We want to make some people a little angry, get those emotions going because something.
So she admits that she's poking Katie Proudfoot. What a freaking bitch you are, Bullhorn. We're deliberately pissing people off today. Grow up. If you haven't seen her thumbnail, there it is. See where it says, did Katie Proudfoot do the unthinkable? And there's blood on her breasts. Chris is standing in the background with a freaking shovel. And Katie has blood all over her face. I think this calls for grounds of violating the protective order. If I was Katie, I would report that this makes me feel very uneasy. Very disturbing. Very, very freaking gross. Oh, I know. She talks. Michelle, I bet you are beautiful. And she talks about people's looks. She's despicable. Does she own a mirror? Does she own shampoo? You can tell when Bullhorn Betty stopped taking care of herself. Look at that growth. It did kind of look like Magnolia, but it's Katie into a cartoon. Or like, it looks like something out of a video game. It's sick. Sick. Someone like that should be locked up. When you have an RO against you and you do something like this on purpose, and you sit there and you say, Oh, we're just doing it to piss people off. This lady needs to go.
It's not right when it comes to the Sebastian Rogers case. Something doesn't add up, and it has nothing to do with Tony or Seth. See, Sebastian Rogers, he was out with his mother the day before. He was out with his mother for the weekend. It was a little weird why she tried to pass off a Costco's photo with a photo that they may have taken on the Sunday. It was a little odd because she was adamant, from my understanding, that that came from Sunday, and then they realized it was the Saturday on the 24th that was taken at the Costco's, making, leaving a lot of people to wonder, why would she pass it off as that day? She would have known where they were that day. She would have known when that picture was taken on that Sunday. I mean, it's kind of hard. I mean, I can understand if it was a week away, but just being the day before and the day before that, and you're not getting your story right, even down to the photo that you provide. If you lock a dog up in confinement and leave the dog will negatively associate with the kennel. Yeah, well, I just had to run an errand. I can tell you she negatively associated with the kennel. She didn't like it. And when I came back, she was crying like, no,
Oh
actually,
my
it was the
God.
night before. That's right. When she was crying really bad, it was when
Oh my God, she should not have animals. You should not have animals.
I put her in the crate for 2 nights in a row. The first night she did okay. She whimpered a little bit, but went right to sleep. But I think she was really tired that day. But the next night, she did not do well. She cried most of the night, and then when she was finally taken out, she literally held on to me and would not stop crying for literally an hour. And I just thought that that was a little too traumatic. Okay, it was traumatic for me to see her like that. Okay, so I just, and she's just a puppy. I mean, she did the puppy, and she's so good. She hasn't chewed any wires. She hasn't damaged any shoes. I mean, for a puppy, I think she's doing amazing. Amazing.
Yeah, the only thing she chews is your dirty, crusty-ass drawers.
She is, and she's even more amazing when she's settled down, right? When she's just she's starting to move a little bit. She's starting to move over to her little thing. We'll see if she stays calm. But she just she's like a puppy, doing puppy stuff. So I didn't want to do that again. Not only that, her and I, we kind of have a thing. She snuggles up to my neck at night. I fall asleep. She falls asleep until morning. We both get up. We both go to potty. And everybody's happy and it's hunky-dory.
Gross.
What's wrong with that? I'm just saying. What's wrong with that? I have PhD in dog theory. Oh, well, thank you. Well, we're probably going to have to send her to you for some boot camp. I mean, she does need to be trained. I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm just saying, she's not a bad dog. She's a great puppy. Trust me, if she was most people are like ready to send their dogs off like after the first week of having a puppy. It hasn't been anything like that. I love her more.
Okay, not everybody does that, Betty. That's not typical behavior for people to send their dogs off after getting a puppy. Okay? That's you. That's obviously your behavior in the past. Especially since you've had... What's that big stain? Oh my God. I don't even want to know. I don't even want to know, Dr. Malmo. But she has a ticket from her county for dog at large, and she had a large dog in the past, and it was running the hood. So she doesn't have a good past with anything. Kaz, did BHB seriously have a relationship with JLR, or was it in her imagination? She was married in 2021. I don't remember it. I don't remember it either. It does look like a big fat grease stain. I know she got a fucking mouse in her pocket. Here we go.
More today than I did the first day I saw her. So, and she's perfect. She doesn't do good for a puppy. She's a puppy, but she didn't do anything wrong. And she's super sweet. So getting back to Katie, many people believe that Katie had, overexerted him or overstimulated Sebastian on, February 25th, which was the Sunday before he disappeared. It was just the few hours before he disappeared, as a matter of fact. And It was really weird because none of us at the very beginning really knew what was going on. You know, we didn't know, you know, for most of us, all right? I mean, I understand that a lot of parents, because I was reading it, they thought, well, he's autistic. You know, that sounded like an overextending day, an overstimulated day. I didn't even know what overstimulating did to an autistic child. It seemed like it would zonk them out and not wake up, you know, type of thing. But it's just the opposite. It amps them up and makes it harder for them to go to sleep. But I didn't know that at the time that we saw the green shirt interview. And when we saw the green shirt
What the fuck is the green shirt interview? What is she talking about? I know. She needs save Delilah. That's all I got to say. Hashtag save Delilah. And there's nothing wrong with crating your dogs at night. I used to have Yorkies, and they loved going in their crate together. They would get in there together, and I'd be like, it's time for bed, and they'd get in their crate, and they would snuggle up together. They didn't mind being in the crate, but she is not consistent. She's all over the place. She doesn't even have her grass cut so that the dog can walk outside and go pee. So the dog probably peed on her. She said he snuggles up to her at night. Good Lord above. Betty's court bra. Shouldn't you be wearing it right now? Court bra, shouldn't you be on the bod?
Interview, I picked up on a couple, you know, things. If you go back to that very first impression, you'll see I didn't like the way she laughed after he went to bed. You know, basically she said he went to bed without a problem. And I said, you know, it's kind of odd that she says it like that. I bet you he has a problem going to bed, you know? And that was just none that we didn't know, you know, it was just something that fell out of my mouth. And come to find out that sounds to be true. Then we're starting to learn about this case a little bit more, and a lot of people hung on the fact that they don't believe Sebastian made it home. I do. I'm one of the people that do believe he made it home. I am one of the people that do believe that he's the one that took out the garbage, and I do believe after he took out the garbage, he went directly to his room. And whether or not Katie saw him that night or not, or whether they were fighting that night because he was overstimulated, another thing I didn't know at the time we were hearing these interviews, was the, you know, kids that are overstimulated and can't sleep or things like that can have meltdowns or be set off a little bit easier as well. And it led us to believe that maybe something actually transpired in this home, because we knew at this point that something wasn't feeling right. We felt like we weren't getting the whole story from Chris and Katie. We didn't know what it was. We just felt that we weren't getting the whole story, you know. And a lot of professionals that deal with behavior analysis started believing that they threw Sebastian out.
Not a lot of professionals. She's talking about one, and that's Peter Hyatt. I love the Mickey Mouse one. Enjoy your new emojis, guys.
The door and, you know, basically locked it behind him, and he must have just went somewhere and something happened. I never really believed that, because I was looking at Chris and Katie at first, you know, I was looking at them like, are they really legit upset about their son? And so it took me a little while, because, you know, I was kind of going through something when this case was breaking, right? And I was trying to deal with some personal issues. I thought maybe I was overanalyzing this. You know, I diverted. At this time, there was the behavior panel that was going to be coming out with their suggestions on what they think's going on. They were giving them the Chris and Katie favorable.
She's pissed. She's pissed that the behavior panel. Thank you, Michelle Vincent, for gifting one member cooter. Who's the new cooter? Who got it? I know it's the voices in her head.
Just help a brother out here.
Debbie from Detroitish. Welcome. SS says, and I trust Peter Hyatt like I trust Michigan football staff in the playoffs. Ouch. So she's pissed that the behavior panel said that they didn't see anything wrong with Chris and Katie's statements. Didn't say anything wrong. Didn't see anything. She's like, and they have not redone it. She thinks because she doesn't agree with the behavior panel's analysis that they should redo it. Wait for it. Wait for it.
Results. And I was like, I don't get it. I just don't feel it. I didn't like the behaviors panel's analysis of this case, and I still don't. And they still never redid it, and they still never retracted it. And it just makes me wonder why they haven't, because, you know, obviously their analysis was wrong. Then we kind of start hearing a little more detail about the night before, about this 3-hour phone call, and about Katie being on the couch sleeping, talking, studying. And we're like, who could do that? Like, in my 20s, I had 2 jobs. I was going to night school and I was partying. You know, I mean, if you're talking to a person that can, juggle some balls in their younger years,
Oh, I'm sure you could. You juggled some balls in your older years with YouTubers. You're sitting here saying that all these people are doing this, that, and the other, but you're juggling the balls of male YouTubers. Dolly, JLR, who else's balls have you juggled? I don't think they'll admit it. So the JLR thing, I never knew they were in a relationship either. Oh, cess balls. Blech.
I could do it. Now, I'm 45 years old. She's, right around my age. Well, she's a little bit younger than me. Wow, she looks a little older. Anyway.
Oh my God. What? What? She's 45. Y'all, I'm 50. Okay. This is me straight out of bed. Straight out of bed. Okay. I have bags under my eyes. I'm tired, but I'm 50 years old. She's 45 and she's saying Katie looks old? What? The last thing Katie looks is old. And she calls, oh yeah, 1202 balls. I forgot about that. She's juggled a lot. Gargled and juggled. Mystic. Olive, where's your twin Sin? Where's your twin Sin? She's only 45. Wow. And she's saying that Katie looks older? Wow. This is grand delusions. Thank you, One-Eyed Flo. She says, choo choo cooter. Every dollar counts. Thank you, One-Eyed Flo. Eric says, I'm 54 and people argue with me that I'm 40. She does need a mirror. What in the hell? I think Tony's been really, really pumping her up. What do you think? They're jealous of you. They're jealous of you, Betty. Just keep going. Don't stop. Seth needs you.
And so you see, you're looking at her and you're like, this doesn't look like a lady that can do all of this. I mean, how do you study, sleep, and talk on the phone? This is like the first stuff that says something's not right here, right? Something's not right. And then the way Chris...
No, what makes us say something's not right is your face and your dry ass lips. Put some chapstick on, man hands.
I was always adamant that Sebastian was going to come walking through that door. He just knew he was going to come walking through that door. And it's like, dude, you weren't even in the house. You have no idea what the hell happened here, allegedly. Yet you just know for a fact he's going to walk in the house. And then we learn that, he's saying, oh, he has to be further north. He has to be further north. And it's like, Chris is pointing everybody to the furthest place from their house and trying to expect them to believe he's actually looking for his stepson. Then we start getting information from the neighbors saying, hey, there's not so much, there's a little more going behind all of this than meets the eye. And we started hearing some rumblings of some of the things the neighbors had heard Chris and Katie argue about that spilt outside of their home. And one of those things is the demand, the ultimatum of Christopher Proudfoot telling Katie it's either her son or him. And he storms off.
See how she's made up a whole story in her head? Law Nerd, thank you so much for your super chat. Tell me you're a ball juggler. Morning, Jay. Thank you so much. Misfit Cooter, welcome in. I'm not sure her reflection shows in a mirror. I think criminal charges are coming, says Darcy.
Just help a brother out here.
Yeah. Yeah, she thinks she's breaking Katie, right? He's been pumping her. Pump you up.
Just help a brother out here.
Yeah, I had someone say they thought she was in her 60s. I was like, no, dude, she's younger than me. Betty, you don't know these people. This is their child. Chapped Cooter. Amber Heard 2.0. She's crazy. 67. And you look better than this gangsta Cooter. She just keeps talking about Krusty Cooter. She keeps talking about people's looks. Kansas gal, thank you so much for your $1.99. Coming in hot. She absolutely doesn't understand that you can do all these things and more when you're a mother. Yep. Multitasking. We learn that real quick when we have babies. That is a very, very, very good point. Jenny says, I tickle balls. Oh, man. Her voice is unbearable. Hold on. Let me catch up in chat. Everything she says about someone is her own insecurities, for sure. For sure. Chapped Scooter. Her voice is up there with Letitia. Well, wait. She's going with a Letitia theory for this, Jammers.
So, I think it is proper to look at this case and say, wait a minute. There was only one person around this boy. Were there several people around that boy over the weekend? Okay, we'll give it that. But they were there, for a few. Another person over here for a few. But none of them were ever really with them for an extended period of time.
How do you know?
Whole weekend.
How do you know?
It was just Katie and Sebastian. That's it. So when you go back to the house and you start hearing Mom saying, oh, he went to his room, and I told him to go to bed around 9, so he says, good night, Mommy, good night, puppies. It's like he was in his room from 6:30 to 9? And you're
She can't do fucking math, right? She can't do math. She never said he went to his room at 6:30, you idiot. Never. Never did she say he went to bed at 6:30. I believe she said it was 9 o'clock, and she said, I told him to go to bed, and he did.
falling asleep on the couch and talking on the phone and studying, which I think defies all odds. And you're starting to say, why would this lady be lying about this? And why did she make a 3-hour phone call? And why was it at such a weird time?
How about it's none of your damn business? How about that? Have you ever thought that sometimes things are just none of your damn business? Chapstick cooter?
And why didn't Chris ever talk about hearing that thud when he was on the phone? And he said she was dozing off. Well, she was dozing off, and she hears it at 10:30. That would have been 45 minutes from the time she called, so they would have definitely been, right in the middle of a conversation. Why didn't he ever talk about hearing this thump or thud? But that's not really why I'm here.
Oh, why are you here?
We have some information that, conversations that people are posting. We have a Facebook group that's called Justice for Sebastian Rogers. If you guys have not been over to this, Justice for Sebastian Rogers is a public group.
It's a public group that I am personally blocked from. I'm personally blocked from this fine Sebastian Rogers Facebook group.
We do moderate the chat, so don't go over there, being nasty to the people in the chat. But, we have some people that think outside of the box, some people that put their own perspective in there, some people that put their own theories in there, have a discussion. And this is one that was about a day ago. And I wanted to read this for everybody and kind of have a conversation. It's nice to see you, Pebbles. Pepper, it's nice to see you, Bobby. Has anyone ever wondered if Chris took off 17 hours to prepare Sebastian for his parents? I don't know. His parents were already gone when he took off for the 17 hours, from my understanding. Potentially. Possibly.
You don't
Maybe
fuck.
not.
Oh my God. Are you a freaking moron? You don't know shit. You don't know shit about what anybody was doing. No one does. You crazy psychotic bitch. What are you looking at? What are you looking at? Headboard Betty. With your... Ugh.
I thought they took off like 2 days later.
Hey, Olivia.
I gotta go back to the notes on that.
Hey, Bayou.
So this is what one contributor said on the Justice for Sebastian Rogers Facebook group. And it says, I've been watching this case from the beginning. Sorry. Hold on just a second. Let me turn this.
Oh my God, this is disgusting. Sorry, I have to re-up my freaking premium. Fucking anime. Yeah, she's blowing her nose, y'all. I mean, fucking gross. She can't even get up. Can you imagine?
Sorry, I'm still a little under the weather.
Ugh.
But
can you imagine the amount of dirty, snot rags in her bed. Can you imagine? She didn't even get up to blow her frickin' nose and she's live. Oh my God. She's a pig.
Okay. And so it could be, sorry, let me just start over from the beginning. I've been watching this case from the beginning, and one thing keeps coming to me. Could be nothing, but thought I would share. Has anyone ever thought or wondered why they are staying away from the home? I know many have said that it's due to threats and possibly true, but I keep getting is for a different reason. Anyone notice how much CP keeps or kept telling people where to look, etc.? Anyone ever thought that with CP conniving, Christopher Proudfoot's conniving ways, that he may be telling people to look at places that are not near their home, but actually the opposite? The further the way, the better when it comes to his so-called opinion of where Sebastian may be. But he stays way clear from saying any place near their home. In fact, he's adamant that no one is to come near to their home. Yes, it could be for their privacy, but it just seems to me that CP is adamant that no one is allowed by their house or even near it. Could it?
I wouldn't want anyone near my house either. No one has any business being near their house, to be honest. Why does anyone have any business being near their house at this point? We've all seen where they live. We've seen it and seen it and seen it and seen it. Do they think that they're gonna, like, do people that are still going by their house think they're gonna, like, see Sebastian? That they're gonna see Katie and Chris outside and it's gonna give them a clue to where Sebastian is? I mean, give me a break. No one needs to be going in their neighborhood at this point. She went there at 3 a.m. That's stalking. Oh, gross, Deb. Gross. She is a pig, though. Wouldn't surprise me. Good morning, Ludwig. Jenny Hubbard, what's up? Ugh, she's just gross. And she's just really overdone it now. She needs to go to the clinker.
Could it be because Sebastian is very close to the house? I know this may sound crazy, but I don't know. I can't shake the thought and the feeling that Sebastian is very close to their home. Could he be in the home? Could he be in the garage? Crazy thoughts, maybe. What if the home was not searched as good as they say, due to friends in LE? Is the garage been checked fully? Is there any so-called trap doors that would lead to an underground basement? I'm not a medium or any kind. I do. Oops, I just missed it. Where did I go? There.
A trap door?
Sorry. I just lost track of it. Give me just a second.
Of course you did.
Median, I do receive visions at time, but it's called gifted prophecy. I also known as a shear. I had a vision months ago and never shared it, but felt led to share it today. Please know that this is not just a vision, but and no proof to know that this is just a vision and no proof to back it up. So this is the part that I find interesting. With that said, while I was sleeping, I had a vision. Visions are different than dreams. So anyways, this vision, I was walking around in a small to medium-sized basement. There was a man walking with me. I was looking around and I noticed the cement floor was very new, no cracks, discoloration, etc., just fresh, newly cement. There was also beams there, here and there, which they were also new. As I walked through the basement, I asked the man that was with me down there. He seemed to have the type of detective, businessman, or such. I asked him, so where did Sebastian sleep? And he pointed to the corner of the back wall and to the left of the basement. I woke up and I was in a deep thought on this vision and decided it did not need to be shared since one cannot prove a vision. It has bothered me every day when I see, listen, or read updates on Sebastian. Like I have said in this post, I have no idea if what I saw lines up with where Sebastian is, nor do I know if the night the flashlights were seen was the night Sebastian was carried down to this basement. I have thought it could be, but again, no proof. The car that a lot of people have seen or talked about on that night with the flashlights, I could never get to the point of believing that was used to take Sebastian in. I just keep getting it was another distraction that CP and KP wanted to get the public to believe. I don't necessarily believe that. Please forgive the grammar in my post. I do not have time to go through it and correct any words. I know the feeling. I'm praying with all my heart and soul that the truth will come to the surface and there will be justice for Sebastian. I do believe a few things. I do believe that Sebastian's a lot closer to the home than originally expected, but I keep wondering about his prior home. You know, it seems like they may have been at that prior home a little bit longer than this home. I'd like to look into that aspect a little bit more. But I do believe that Sebastian left that home around 9:30, 10, because law enforcement was all over that house the next day. And while we did this with Letitia Stout, and she was able to hide Gannon in a suitcase while.
See this? See this? She's going with Letitia Stout. She's basically saying that Katie pulled a Letitia Stout. And she is going to research all of the bridges in Sumner County.
All the search was going on inside their home, which, again, these are why we have these standards in policing. This is why the National Center of Missing and Exploited Children gave the directive and make you turn a house into a crime scene. Because a lot of law enforcement agents and agencies, they miss that thing because they just think it's just another runaway child. You know? But what if it's not? You know, you're not doing it for the hundred of children that are just runaway children. You're doing these protocols for the one that it's not. Right? And it seems like in Gannon's case, that was the case. If they would have done what they needed to do right then and there, it wouldn't have taken so long, in my opinion. The pickle bag. Well, it's kind of interesting the pickle bag comes up because our beautiful Lisa B. Always sent a video. I'm going to try.
Okay, now this is sick. She's been talking about Katie having this pickle bag from the military. Now, one of her viewers, one of her supporters, had their grandchild get into the bag. Just warning you, this is what her supporters do. This woman had her grandson get into a pickle bag, and then Betty goes to describe rigor mortis and talks about Sebastian. Yes.
Try to cut it because you can still see her grandson's face in it. I know her grandson doesn't mind, but I would like to show it. But I'd also like to cut his face off because I just don't want people doing what people do, right? Because they're animals. So let me see if I can do this. We'll just show you this.
I think maybe a couple years ago you may have.
How tall are you now?
5'9" already. 130. So he can't bend over by being in his current condition. But I truly believe.
Oh my God, I remember
this kind of condition. This would be able to.
Granny, I remember that when a creator had her kids dig the hole. Oh my God. Right? I mean, what did she tell her grandson? Oh, there's this missing kid and we want to see you're the same size. And we want to see if his mom put him in this bag dead. Shame on this grandmother, in my opinion. Gross. And the fact that Seth still supports her speaks volumes. I agree, Lola. I agree, Lola. This is appalling.
So I did want to say that we are testing the theory. It's hard with a live subject because the pickle bag to be used would not be in the realm of the theory of a live subject. So, you know, it's a little bit.
Remember when Kim Kaufman also reenacted Shanann's strangling? She used like her son or something? That's fucked up too.
Different when you're not dealing with, when you're not fighting muscles and stuff like that. Because they will give you permission to go through the house. You don't need permission to go through the old house down by Yogi Bear. Just go up to the police station and bring some cadaver dogs. And I keep wondering, you know, that brings us back to another conversation, Rochelle. It's like, why did they leave that camper at the Yogi Bear campground in a different state for so long?
None of your fucking business. They could put their camper wherever the fuck they want, and they should be able to without your crazy ass and your cronies driving by, trying to see if they're there, seeing whose trucks are there. It's none of your damn business.
When Chris was adamant that he had to go back and get his damn camper. And took 17 hours to get it. But now he doesn't mind just leaving it willy-nilly anywhere. Does anybody find that problem? Why in a different state? You would think that if somebody wasn't staying in a camper, why would they be paying the money monthly to keep it there? It doesn't make sense. Donna B, that doesn't set in for 8 hours. Okay? rigor starts setting in, and it's Riger. Riger starts setting in.
It's not Riger, you idiot. Riger? Ugh. Riger. It's rigor mortis. she's renaming the terms too.
8 to 10 hours. So as long as you're doing it before that, then you're fine. Now, for example, when Chris.
So here's another thing that would be scary to me is that, you know, she's talking about you have 8 hours. Really, you have 8 hours where the body is, you know, pliable, if you will. And if I was Katie, I would tell a judge that she's not only making me feel scared for my life, but she's talking about rigor mortis, how much quote unquote time you have. It's all about Katie's perception. Remember that, Katie. It's all about your perception.
If you know, with this theory, if a person would have went back after stashing the subject somewhere, then you could possibly deal. But even the
Riger.
I gotta look at something. But either way you look at it, Riger sets in and also goes away. So it's not there forever either. So if they were able to do it within that 8 hours, and he sat somewhere, by the time, like say, several days later or a week later when Chris went back, that would have been gone. So yeah, you're right. But that's why it's important to act quick. And it sounds like they did act quick. I mean, if you look at even though there's no direct evidence, we didn't see all this go on, but let's look at the facts. She was on the phone with her husband at 9:43, which many people believe that this is when something probably major happened inside of the house. That's why she had the 3-hour conversation. He comes back. So that's 3 hours, 3 hours. So you're right. You're getting right there. By the time that they started, you know, say this 3:30, that's when the neighbors say that they estimate that this car pulls up and lights come through. You know, it makes you wonder. Just makes you wonder a lot. But the car was only there 3 to 5 minutes, according to the neighbor, and that it was there between 3:30 and 4 o'clock because the clock on the camera was broken, and it was positioned at the same time. But they could tell based on how long it took for the garbage truck and the school bus to come through the neighborhood. That kind of gauged them when they believed that this happened. And they had a.
You don't know. You have no idea what they're gauging and what they're looking at.
30-minute window of 3:30 to 4 o'clock in the morning. And if we believe that this would have happened at, say, right before 10, then he would probably start stiffening up. Again, I don't want, this is a theory. This is not fact.
You are disgusting.
You'd have rigor starting to set in. You know, you'll start seeing the stiffening of the muscles and stuff like that.
She said rigor this time. What? Even her talking about Katie and having that thumbnail and talking about Sebastian's body, Seth absolutely should be ashamed. Absolutely. I don't care how much hatred, I don't care how much jealousy, I don't care about any of that. You let a stranger come in and talk about your son this way? You are, Seth, I mean, this is why people hate you. This is why people hate you. If they didn't hate you before this, they hate you now because of this. Because your son would never want to come home after you got this girl on your quote unquote team talking about Sebastian in this way. Shame on you.
But I would presume that he would have probably been taken care of or put somewhere during the cleaning process, and they weren't fighting with that at that time. But that would still be under that window of 8 hours from the time we saw the light source on the outside of their home, from the time that the our behavioral aspect of this true crime genre. You know, they would think that this would have happened right around 10. And so you're talking about 3:30 in the morning, you're 6.5 hours. You know what I'm saying? Actually, not even 6.5 hours, it's only 4.5 hours. Am I right? 5.5 hours. So 10, 11, 12, 1, 2, 3. So 5.5 hours. So it still works. It still works. And that would hit right at that time, you know, and I'm still looking for that, you know, any information related to that pickle bag. Obviously, the bottom torso of a 5'9" boy could, or bottom part of, you know, legs, hips, and below. Bottom.
You hear this shit? She's talking particulars. She is a sick bitch. She is disturbed. Like, this is the mind of a disturbed person. I've never thought of Sebastian in that way. And there are times when I think Sebastian could no longer be with us, right? After all this time, right? My mind has never gone to this place. Can you imagine your mind going to this place so far that you find out one of your subs has a pickle bag and you have their grandchild get into it? What?
Half, there we go, fits in that pickle bag, and there's still plenty of room stretching out this way to fit more in there. So it's possible. That's all I'm saying, is it's possible. We definitely believe that something happened inside that home for the majority of us. The majority of us that have really been paying attention to this and listening to the multiple changes of stories and the multiple variations of the story. And, Chris always wanting everybody to believe he's innocent and that he's passed polygraphs, and when he didn't do any of it. He lied to everybody for months that he did all these things. He was fine, nothing to see over here. And then we have the rug ripped out from under us, and he's caught lying. And then he's caught lying again. Then he's caught lying again. And so, it makes us people.
When was Chris Proudfoot caught lying again and again and again? I don't recall that. I recall Seth lying again and again and again. How about y'all?
People don't lie if there's nothing to hide. So what in the world is Christopher and Katie hiding? Did Katie do the unthinkable inside that home? Because
This is exactly what the RO said, remember? The RO said on the news lady said, she calls this YouTuber, quote unquote, dangerous. She's falsely accusing me of doing something to my son. Well, here she is saying, did Katie do the unthinkable in that home? She can say did all she wants. You're already under an RO.
I've got it. My bag seemed bigger than that one. Well, if anybody's got a sea bag, if you've got grandchildren or a son, just jump in it. See what we got. Record it.
Do you hear this? You've got a grandson or a son. Jump in it. See what we got. Oh my God.
Send it to me. This is the stuff we need to fact check, right? Is it possible? Why talk about something that wouldn't be possible? But at the end of the day, something does not seem right. Blackburn Construction was digging in.
I agree with you. No, it doesn't seem right. And you know what doesn't seem right? The whole Seth and his electronics thing. That doesn't seem right.
New basement for their home located in Hendersonville in February. Has anyone checked the location of the construction company? No, it's the first I've heard of it.
Oh my God.
I had one, but my ex-husband, the jerk, gave it away. Yeah.
Oh, there's one of her listeners. I had one, but my ex-husband jerk gave it away. She's like, yeah. Can't find me a man that's committed to me either.
Yes, my husband's bag is bigger too. Okay, well then, me and you, do you have kids or grandkids or a neighbor? Bring them over and stuff them in a bag. Record.
Yeah, it'll be really funny when it ends up like Sarah Boone, won't it? You stupid fucking bitch.
And I heard they don't know who the person is. Plus, he was the one who hit Sebastian in that made the thud sound. Well, I was listening that some of the there was a psychic. I don't know which one it was, but I heard that they said there was another guy at the house, or they felt like there was another presence there at the house.
Can we get some
pancakes?
pancakes?
When I heard that, like I didn't watch it, but people, they commentate in the emails when they send me the link. And the first thing, because everybody keeps thinking that Katie must have had an affair. I don't believe it.
Lucia.
Because it seemed to me that Chris was not a very pleasant man, and I don't think she really wanted to rock the boat and upset him because he wasn't a very pleasant man. What I mean by that is abusive, okay? Allegedly abusive. So I don't know if that was the case, but every time I hear of another man or another present, you know who just pops in my head all the time, and it's Terry Bowersox.
Oh!
Every time I hear of another guy, another.
Here we go. She's pushing the envelope, and this bitch is coughing up shit, and she still has a vape in her hand. But now she's saying Bowersox. Good morning, Mr. White Boy. He says the pancakes are extra spread out on this one. Too much liquid in the pancake mix today. Can we get some pancakes in chat this morning? She's part of a criminal enterprise with Tony and Seth. What do you think about that one? You think she's part of Tony's criminal enterprise?
Being another, anything. I automatically go to Terry because they are like thick as thieves. Every time Chris needs something done, he calls his mommy. And Mommy Dearest is there to rescue. She did it with Nina. She's doing it with me. They don't mind lying. We've caught him in so many lies. It's not funny. But, the fruit don't fall far from the tree, and a bird's a feather. You know what I'm saying? So every time I feel like I hear...
Yeah, that's exactly it. Birds of a feather. That's you, Tony, Seth, all your cronies, your nasty people that'll drive by for you. Ugh, you make me sick.
Of this other guy. I'm not thinking Katie's cheating. I'm thinking of her crackpot father-in-law. That's highly disturbed. Mr. Wannabe Breaking Bad with his...
Is she saying Terry Bowersox is on drugs? Oh, it's getting worse. It's getting worse. Oh, shit, Mr. Breaking Bad.
Chemicals. Right? With his chemicals. Maybe that's why his teeth's so messed up. He was too busy on some of those chemicals.
What?
Pass there, Terry. Pass. That's all I'm saying. Don't pass it to me. I don't do that stuff. Oh, the numbers are needed with registrations. Yeah. It could be. It could. Will be Terry. I thought that too. Yeah. Yeah. And then somebody's talking about these cameras. Now, I don't know if it's true or not, and of course it wasn't. I wasn't the troll account that put it up there, so I have something to talk about. I just wanted to throw that out there. But somebody was, talking about the cameras. They keep going back to the cameras because Nina thought they had cameras. And, we were talking about possibly having cameras out in the garage. And they were really cryptic when they were asking about whether there was cameras. Like when Nancy Grace said that they asked them if they had cameras. And they're like, not pointed up the house or something like that. And we all kind of, the answers were strange. How they spoke about the cameras. Did they have cameras? Did they not have cameras? And, one thing I've noticed, especially in a lot of the child abuse cases that I watch with autistic children, I was just watching a woman and her son on Court TV where the boy just came.
Wait for this. Right. Can you say lawsuit? Wow. Tiffany coming in hot. Where did you go? I'm going to pin that. What's in your vape, Miss Betty? What about the scale, powder residue, and the pills that you had on you that one time? We got questions, ma'am. Yep, when she told the cop that she had a powder cocaine problem, there's something wrong with her brain.
Came to their house, was autistic, he wouldn't sleep. This lady wasn't used to it. They locked him in basically a cellar until he wasted away and expired right there in the bottom of the cellar with her over him, calling him garbage and piece of garbage. And, all this other stuff. It was absolutely horrific, and I watched it. But one of the things that I think that was relevant was the fact that this autistic child, wouldn't sleep well at night and would pillar the kitchen. And that they chained the food up, they locked the cabinets. This is for the other case that was just on Court TV. And they chained it up, locked it up, and everything like that. And somebody brought up, did Chris have cameras in the kitchen where he could yell at Sebastian if he went into the kitchen for food? Now, I don't know. I really don't. I don't know if that's a thing. It seems like this food, and when everybody's asleep, they get into everything. I don't know if that's just with the kid on the Court TV. It was awful.
And you can just tell she doesn't give a shit about these kids. The way she says the kid. She's talking about how horrible the abuse was on this child that she watched on Court TV, and she calls him the kid.
Creep town, dude.
Oh my God! If that wasn't fitting, bought pancake mix from the Cracker Barrel. Oh, pickle bag cooter. Cobweb. I know. It really is sick. She called Sebastian defective.
This is a common theme with a lot of children that are autistic, and parents try to mitigate that somehow by locking the refrigerators up and not letting them have food. But I believe it would absolutely be something he would do. He loves the control. We definitely know that. But yeah, they're the most biased, CB, because their whole team was fired, and so they have a chip on their shoulder. That's why. because they're idiots and absolutely.
Their whole team was fired. I think she's talking about the good people Seth had. They're all idiots. Fun fact, you made spaghetti pancakes. Were they good?
Worthless, but they want to pat themselves on the back. Like they're the only ones saying that they're professional and they are really good at what they do, right? They're the only ones saying that. And I'm sorry, you probably don't have a whole lot of clients when you're the only one screaming that from the rooftops. Nobody else is listening to you. Like we watch you, we saw how unprofessional you were kicked off the team, and now you guys are all crying like little babies. So, you know, I'm sorry.
She almost called them little bitches. Well, white boy, did you see where her puppy Delilah got her dirty underwear and she told her whole live stream? She told her whole live stream that her dog went in her dirty clothes. And hey, Julie Wright, good to see you, right, Julie? She projects a lot. She has a personality disorder, borderline personality with some psychopathic and passive aggressive traits, in my opinion. That's very disturbing. Is she, Lisa, is she streaming from a tent? No, that is her green screen Amazon bought that she took right out of the package. It comes folded up like a tablecloth. And that's her green screen behind her headboard. Mm-hmm. Don't even have to get out of bed, Betty. She can TikTok right from her bed.
You're the only one giving yourselves an attaboy. I'm just saying. The rest of us are looking at you guys and laughing. You know, they used Seth's name to promote their Facebook group and then turned on Seth. They're pieces of garbage. Every last administrator, every last coordinator, they're garbage. They're junk. That's what I think about them personally and professionally. Seth admitted that CP passed a lie detector. I don't think that's absolutely correct. I don't think Seth admitted. I think he heard. Nobody knows if Chris passed a polygraph test. Let's be honest.
Now she's speaking for Seth. I don't think Seth said that. Seth heard. Well, he still said it, bitch.
Nobody knows. Who would you have learned that from? Just out of curiosity. Chris? Katie? Because you hadn't heard it from a reliable source. The only other reliable source that I would consider a reliable source in this respect would be Nancy Grace, and she adamantly stated that Chris refused to take a polygraph test, so we don't know.
The only one she credits now is Nancy Grace. Come on.
We don't know. And if you ask me if I'm going to trust Nick Barris at this point, no, not. He said that Chris and Katie were not suspects.
Yep, you're right. He did. And then he reworded that because he's a journalist who has ethics, right? He's got to follow certain ethics in journalism. And he's human like everyone else. And he's probably sick of your garbage. And he went a little too far. So he edited it and reposted it. We do, white boy. We need a psychologist YouTuber to review her. Jay, please do the rest of the stream in Valley Girl voice. What? Ironing that 125 green tablecloth will melt it. You can use a steamer. I hope so, Eric. He says judge is going to order her to have a full mental psychological review at her cost. Seth is the one that told everyone to F off. Yep. How can you go after Seth but find C and K to be credible? Are you talking about me? I don't get your question. Is that a question or? Watch Ellie's server on live Zoom. Hey, Kesha Renee. Hey, Army Mom. Army Mom. Oh, shit.
I'm done getting my news from mainstream media. Just saying. Just saying. My child is autistic and lives with me. I don't have to lock up food or anything. He asked first for it. Yeah. But my understanding is that every child's a little bit different and stuff like that. So that very well may be the case and you know, related to this. But, you know, at the end of the day, if we were to look at just simple, you know, keep it simple, stupid, the kiss method, right? We can analyze this as this child walked in.
She is the kiss method. Keep it simple, stupid. You do anything but keep it simple. You got people coming at you. You got 3 restraining orders against you right now. A family of a missing child.
Into a home that he did not walk out of. And according to every single report and according to every single statement, the only other person inside that home with him was his mother. Up until the lights went out in that house at around 11:30 and the house goes completely dark to the time that there's light sources coming from the back side of their house to a car that appeared like it was trying to stay out of the view of all cameras. And you watch those light sources go to the car, the vehicle, I should say the vehicle,
Wait.
because it was a full-size SUV.
Wait, do you see? Dude, the cops have not said what was in that video. Oh, Frogsy, that's so sad. I hate that. I used to have a big bay window in my living room in Michigan, and we used to have birds fly into it all the time. It was so sad. Bless your birdie. Maybe she is covering it from Ellie. I don't know. But that's a green screen for her TikToks. TikTok. Her TikTok lives. You know those TikTok lives. Old Betty.
And you see one light go back to the Proudfoot home. And it just subsequently happens that the next morning, the only person that woke up inside that home was only one person. And it was Katie Proudfoot. Again, did she do the unthinkable? Did something happen inside that home? Yes, I believe it did. And I have every right to say that because at the end of the day, we're all looking at the same information.
No, you don't have the right to say that. Because we're not all in the same boat, Betty. You're in a separate boat now. You're in the restricted boat. And you are acting anything but restricted. And I really think that she's going to get in big trouble for this. Put a 1 in chat if you think she's going to get in big trouble for doubling down and avoiding service and everything else. I mean, maybe not big trouble, but I think there'll be a permanent RO.
In my opinion, I think it was a truck with a bed cover. I don't. Because you can see the hatch.
No, you can't. What are you talking about? She's saying you can see the hatch in the flashlight video. She's saying you can see the hatch of a car in the flashlight video. No, you can't. No, you can't. And she says she knows what kind of a car it is, too. She's saying it's an SUV. Why? Because Bowersoxes have an SUV.
You can see the silhouette of a full hatch. It was a full-size SUV in my calculation and opinion. Now, everybody else is entitled to their opinion, Wendy.
The QX3.
But I would start looking at the back ends of these vehicles. But I can tell you, if you're talking about a truck with one of those things, it would not line up to the back, that silhouette. If you can make it, please send it over to me, what make and model you think it is, and what type of topper you think is on the truck, and I'll fit it in. So I heard they will be selling their house. Coward's still running. We've been hearing that for a long time, but I think the problem is even if they wanted to sell their house, they can't. They can't sell their house because there was 2 houses on the market in that neighborhood, according to Miss Bobby. And when this case broke off, they had to take their houses off the market because of all the contact just to get into the house to watch over to the Proudfoots. I don't think they're going to let, as heightened as this case is, it's going to be very hard for them to let somebody go in and through their home, because that's what people do when they're interested in buying it. They go inside their home without Chris and Katie and with a realtor, and they walk through the entire home and open closets and look in spaces. I don't know if they're prepared to have all of that done just yet. Now, I could be wrong, you know?
The cops have been there a dozen times. She's saying they don't want to put their home on the market because they don't want to empty their closets just yet. Lisa, that's hilarious. Eric thinks she's going to do time. Likely Tony, too. If he's paying her, and you know that Venmo thing, that Venmo was real. Right? Where he said Tony sent her $50 and said for going after the B-Sox. And then she got the $50 super chat in her live from Tony that said, Seth and I support you. I think Tony's trying to get Seth thrown in the clinker. You want my opinion? He's putting a target on Seth's back every time she goes live and is supported by Tony. Every time Tony does an interview, he puts a big target on Seth's back, in my opinion. On Vinnie Politan, I feel like begging for Seth to be cleared and for Court TV's help made him look really desperate, really pathetic, and really guilty of something.
I've been wrong on a lot of things. Very limited on some of these case things. But we do have a good batting average on here. I do believe that there is something inside that home. I believe law enforcement made a healthy amount of mistakes early on in this case.
Okay.
And I think that those mistakes are going to jeopardize this case in the future. I am very saddened that Sebastian is not worthy of more than one detective. I am very saddened that his case is going to go cold because all.
You're an asshole. You know, I'm actually very, I'm impressed by the fact that Eric Craddock is dedicating a detective to Sebastian's case every day on every shift. I think that's amazing. I don't know. I think that's cool.
All Chris and Katie, in my opinion, had to do was just hide the body real well.
Oh
And
my God.
as hopeful as that is to his biological father, Seth Rogers, which is very much a part of his life and the only person that's been searching for his son, I know he does not want to hear those things. He has hope and he believes he's going to be reunited with his son.
Wait, what did she just say? They did?
As hurtful as that is to his biological father, Seth Rogers.
Yeah, you don't care if you hurt Seth.
Saddened that his case is going to go cold because all Chris and Katie, in my opinion, had to do was just hide the body real well. And
in my opinion, all Chris and Katie, in your opinion, all Chris and Katie had to do was hide the body real well. The court could see this all as racketeering. Rico, suave. She is a freaking loser. She is a freaking loser. So Katie said in the RO, she's falsely accusing me of hurting my son. And now we've got her saying that Katie and Chris, all they had to do was hide the body. Doesn't matter if you say, in my opinion, you're already restricted, Betty. Restricted cooter means you're not supposed to be saying anything about it. Because you already made her feel uncomfortable, harassed, to the point she had to go get an order against you. Oh, boy.
As hurtful as that is to his biological father, Seth Rogers, which is very much a part of his life and the only person that's been searching for his son, I know he does not want to hear those things. He has hope and he believes he's going to be reunited with his son.
Very much. Okay. This pisses me off. Very much a part of his life. He's got no stories except for video games to tell us of the present about Sebastian. Katie has been taking care of Sebastian his whole life, providing for him. Then Chris started to provide for him while you did what, Seth? What were you doing? Nothing. Feeling sorry for yourself. And then he hadn't seen him for 3 weeks before he went missing. So who was caring for him? Who was giving him, boundaries and stipulations?
Alive, and I pray to God that day comes for him. But in our world, we look at statistics, we look at information, and we need to draw some conclusions from that information.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, we don't know where this boy is, but
I'm going to draw some conclusions from the information about your criminal history. 42 entries in the Manatee County court system. How about we talk about that information? Felonies, strangulation, drugs, running around with no pants on.
It's been 6 months. We're coming up on 6 months, and we need to start looking at other possibilities. And I absolutely do believe that Katie did something to her son, and I think Christopher Proudfoot did something with her son.
Oh my God.
Is there anything that's going to change my mind? Yes. The truth. Finding him.
Okay, so she's saying that's not the truth? Oh, the truth would change her mind. What's the truth? You just said this is the truth, that Chris and Katie did it. What do you mean the truth will change your mind? Who has the truth, cuffed cooter?
But it's been 6 months. We're coming up on 6 months, and we need to start looking at other possibilities. And I absolutely do believe that Katie did something to her son, and I think Christopher Proudfoot did something with her son. Is there anything that's going to change my mind? Yes. The truth. Finding him. And learning what happened. That's the only thing that's going to change my mind. I'm not going to believe anything until he is found, and either found healthy or just found. And at least Seth can get some answers. Because the parent's story has never made sense. It's forever changing. They ran away from home 2 weeks after their son disappeared and stayed gone. They came back, they left again. They're more concerned about me running around and doing filming than they are.
No, they left because they're being threatened by psychos like you. They're more concerned about me running around and doing filming. Did you miss the part where you're falsely accusing someone who hasn't been charged with anything? Have you missed that part? Pockface? Have you missed it?
About getting out in the woods and looking for their own son.
How do you know he's in the woods,
no
bitch?
Pity for them. To be honest with you, they deserve everything that they're getting, in my opinion.
Oh my God. Oh, the judge is going to love that statement. They're getting everything they deserve from the community. What is the community doing to them, Betty? The community don't want you there.
From their jobs, from law enforcement, every last bit of it. They've earned it. They put their neck out. They wouldn't shut up. They kept saying different stories, different times, different everything. They did this to themselves because they couldn't keep their story straight. And Chris likes to drink. And there for a while, he was pulling a Don Wells, where he just
What? So she says Chris likes, how do you know? How do you know? Virginia, I know. It is disheartening. It's very disheartening that YouTube allows it. I agree.
How to get drunk and tell people about themselves. And it got him in a lot of trouble because he contradicted a lot of the work that they had done, the scripts that they had wrote. So if you guys have any opinions on what you think happened inside that home, what you truly think happened inside that home, I'm not going to have you guys put it in here. But you guys, if you'd like to, please send me your perspective at bullhornbetty@gmail.com. Let me know what you think happened. Don't send me. I want to know what you think happened and how you think it was carried out. I'm opening my ears. I want to hear things. I'm going to be going to Tennessee. I'm going to be getting there a few days early so I can look at some bridges and look at some sites, and I want some ideas. Tomorrow is my court hearing. I'm as prepared as I'm going to be, as sick as I am. And I pray to God I have, a partially successful. I'd like to have a fully successful court hearing tomorrow, but I'm
we hope you lose.
And I realize that it's going to be what the judge is going to be, the judge's discretion and what he's going to do. So I'm at his mercy, and actually all I can do is just argue the best I can and pray to God. Listen, guys, I got to tell you, I got the weed eater. I got to tell you, I'm going to tell you this, okay?
Oh my God, this chick is talking about weed eating her yard. Mind you, her grass is so long, her little dog can't even go outside and go potty without getting lost in the grass. She says, "Oh, I fired my lawn guy." Bullshit. You're a scum. Your neighbors probably hate you. You don't take care of your home. It looks like trash. You got fucking patio tables in your driveway.
I'm a techie person, and thank God I use my common sense, and thank God. I shouldn't be shooting my own horn just so quite yet because I haven't cranked the bad boy up yet, right? I just got some gasoline, I got some 2-stroke oil, and I'm ready to power up the weed eater. Now, this thing I told you came with a lot of different parts, right? The hedger, the bush trimmer, the weed whacker. It comes with a little chainsaw. It comes with, it's like this. It is a piece of equipment, I can tell you that. But it came in pieces, and I had to put it together with no instructions.
You're a liar.
Whatsoever. Not telling me this goes here, this goes here, this goes here. You use bolt A, bolt B, bolt C. None of that. So all I could do when I got it, I'm like, because I was feeling under the weather, and I'm like, there's got to be instructions here. So I just left it on my dining table. I just threw it on the dining table, all these pieces, and it's heavy. It's a piece of equipment. It's good metal. And so I put it on the table, and I'm like, I'll deal with it when I get here. And every time I walk out the front door, I'm like, oh my God, I got to do something with this yard. So.
Oh my God.
I finally just said,
oh
okay,
my God.
We got to figure this out. We got to figure.
Keep vaping. You're not going to get out there and do any yard work. You're too busy in bed vaping and falling apart, literally.
What all these pieces are for, right?
Hey, Queen Bee.
Start working on it. I got no instructions. I put the darn thing together with no instructions. Don't ask me how I did it.
Hey, Queen Bee, I think you're getting ready to go to court, right? We want to send you all kinds of good vibes. We had hives in here and bees in here earlier. We're hoping that the Queen Bee's super stinger comes out today. Let's all wish Queen Bee some good luck today. Yes, sending love and success. I didn't hear anything. Her subscriber bought her the weed eater. I know. She raised the bed, Kels. She's horrible. Yeah, she got a chainsaw float. Yes, let's get some bees in chat for Queen Bee. We need that super stinger today. Hey, Ohio. But yeah, sending you lots of good vibes today, Queen Bee. We hope it's a successful court hearing for sure.
I've got just about every single piece together where it needs to go, in its right place, the bolts, everything lined up. I got it all, right? The only thing I have not put together is the chainsaw. I haven't put the bar oil in there. I haven't put the chain on the thingy, so I haven't done that yet. But I got the gasoline tonight. It's about to rain, otherwise I'd have powered it up. So hopefully, if everything goes well, tomorrow I'll be weed eating my front yard after court. If everything goes well, I'll be weed eating front yard.
Oh, if everything goes well. So I don't think she's going to be weed eating because I don't feel things are going to be in her favor. She didn't raise the bed. She tossed a new mattress on top of the old one. Oh, what? Ugh. Lucia.
Creek Town, dude.
That was fitting too. I'm on the B team side, Jed Sparky says.
After we go to court and getting all those high grass gone. I can't wait. VHP Lawn Care Company. I'm so angry with my lawn guy. I fired him. And I'm, I sometimes I get just, I get frustrated. I'm like, and then I don't, he came over here and I'm like, no, I don't ever want you touching my yard again. You gave it a mohawk. You gave the yard a mohawk. No, I don't want your services. But now I just got, now the yard's just out of control. From a mohawk to being out of control. So I'm like, okay, something's got to give. And so I bought a starter for the riding lawnmower. And then, my neighbor kept saying, I really don't, because, it's a new lawnmower. I've never.
Oh my God. Manic Cooter?
A starter. I had lawnmowers for 10 years and never replaced a starter in the lawnmower. So I think the battery has got to be bad and not charging up. So I'm going to pull the battery out of the riding lawnmower. I'm going to take it up and have it tested. And if it's the stinking battery, I'm going to mow I got a nice riding lawnmower. Okay. Why do I have an overgrown yard? I don't know. Because
you know why? Because you're lazy. Because you don't get out of bed. Because ever since you got pushed to the side, and this is my opinion, since she got pushed to the side from JLR, she has gone quickly downhill. Quickly.
My yard work in over a year, okay? And I just fired my lawn guy, so I've got to.
She hasn't done yard work in over a year.
Get back into the routine of doing my own yard. All right? I'm spoiled over here, okay?
She doesn't want to be outside doing her lawn because she can get served. She can get served. She's hiding. In my opinion, she's hiding. She doesn't want to be outside working in her yard.
I'm swole. But I did want to let you know that I did put it all together. Oh, and then when I picked it up, I realized I had some things backwards. So I just had to do some take a few screws out, twist it the right way, put it back onto the engine, and then I pick it up and I'm like, all right, okay, well, I got the handle backwards too. So then I had to take the handle off and put it back on. But then after that, okay, after that, it was sitting pretty, okay, it was sitting pretty. So I did it, and I don't know how I did it. I even comes with a little face mask with a little screen on it, and I'm looking at all these parts, but what the hell is all this stuff? Where does it go? And then I'm like,
oh my goodness.
Oh, wait a minute, this is a face mask. You gotta put this here. Oh, and this is a little arm strap. You just do this and do that. Oh, look at this. I got glasses, I got gloves, I got a funnel. Yes. Don't forget, this is the Bullhorn Betty channel. Please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.
All right. That is last night. So tell me, do you think she showered for court today? Good God, that sweater. Y'all, that sweater.
Creek Town, dude.
Olivia doesn't even have anything to do with her anymore. I was wondering about them. Darlene says her voice is nails on a chalkboard. This is this morning. That sweater needs overtime pay. We're gauging when she showers. Was it her weekly day? Kesha, you know that shit stank. You know that shit stank. She was live early this morning talking shit, delusional and gross. Again. Okay, we're going to listen to it. I'll save you the... Giving her the view. Here we go.
Get in to chat real quick before we get started because, quite frankly, I have to do a live this morning. Everybody knows I got court today, 11 Eastern Standard, 10 Central.
Oh, now she sounds all sick again.
And, we'll be arguing several motions right there. Oh, sorry. Didn't mean to disturb you. And so I just wanted to say good morning to everybody. We don't really come live very much in the morning, but we're the coffee club. So I figured today would be a great day to say good morning, have a cup of coffee with each other, and kind of talk about this case. And I wanted to talk about another podcaster on this platform, podcasters on this platform. I had an opportunity, there for a while. We know and love Mr. and Mrs. E, Crimecast. Hey, she's who sees. It's nice to see you, Stephanie. Good morning, guys. Good morning. We're already getting some people into the chat. Don't forget to hit the like button on your way in. But and hey.
Yeah, not a good look. What the fuck, man? Like, I am at a loss here. You can see yourself when you're live. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, Lulu's Nana, it's nice to see you. It's nice to see you, friend. Oh, we got some. Look at that. Hey, guys, you guys are awake. You guys must miss me. It must be boring in the mornings without Bullhorn Betty, huh? It's nice to see everyone. It is Friday. TGIF. Today's going to be a very busy day for Bullhorn Betty. Bullhorn Betty has court today. It's only for an hour, so right around lunchtime, right in the heat of Florida, is when I'm going to get out there and try to get some of the yard work under control today. Now that we have the weed eater put together, let's pray, keep our fingers crossed that it actually cranks up this morning. See if my handy dandy work works. Sorry, it's starting to get a little hot in here. It's nice to see you, Dee, Stacy, Meadowlass.
What was that? She did not. She did not. Oh, God, Betty, what are you doing? Oh, Lord, have mercy. I think she's like Tony. I think she likes to slip these little fucking camera angles. Who does this? Tiffany's covering her eyes. Seriously. I don't wear bras either, Darlene. I like sports bras myself. But why are they? I mean, you got to admit, Team Steph is very sexually oriented. They have a lot of sexual innuendos. And she knows. You can't tell me that she doesn't know that that fucking camera can see down there. You can see yourself when you're live. Yeah, you want to talk about a wide open cooter? Get the fuck out of here, stank. Holy shit. Wow. Achilles.
A little hot in here. Getting hot in here. It's nice to see you, Dee, Stacy, Meadowlass,
And
Marla,
she
Margaret.
says it's getting hot in here. Yeah, can we all get gas masks? She knows exactly what she's doing. Watch this bitch. I'm going to get out there and try to do some yard work and watch her on normal speed.
Some of the yard work under control today now that we have the weed eater put together. Let's pray, keep our fingers crossed that it actually cranks up this morning. See if my handy dandy work works. Sorry, it's starting to get a little hot in here. Getting hot in here. It's nice to see you, Dee, Stacy, Meadowlass, Marla, Margaret. It's nice to see you. Good morning, guys. If you guys haven't already subbed up to the Bullhorn Betty channel, please don't forget to sub up here. We also have Bullhorn Betty Crime Stories, where we kind of have a laid-back conversation with one another. And, of course, we have all of my accounts on Twitter, Facebook. Don't forget, we have a Bullhorn Betty True Crime private group. This is a great place to talk about your theories, to talk about your perspective. If you guys have, everybody's following missing person cases in their own communities. If you guys ever want to, post about a missing person that's near.
We got to ask Queen later if she showed up with the green screen behind her. She might jam the flash cash. One-eyed flow. Oh, my God. We got to ask Queen Bee if she showed up with the folded fucking tablecloth behind her.
And dear to you to get out. I mean, we have like over 2,000 people in that private group, Bullhorn Betty True Crime, or True Crime with Bullhorn Betty. I can't remember. One of the mods, when they get in here, we'll be able to post that for you. I've got the post. I just don't. We have so much, right? We have so much. It's like, yeah, it looks like it's going to rain here too. I should have gotten out there last night and got some of the weed eating done just to get the thing, but it looked like it was about to rain. When I was coming back, it was like black. I was driving back and I'm like, crap, it looks like it's going to be really bad, you know? And I don't even think we got a stitch of rain, even with all that blackness out there. I'm sure the east side of the county got hit pretty good because it looked like it was just dumping, like the bottom of the freaking sky just opened up on them. But
Yvonne.
For me, it's nice to see you, Timu. Ricky Beavers in the house. I saw you called. I'm sorry.
It's nice to see you, Timu. I wonder if that's a troll.
I've been so under the weather. I have been sick. I've been, dealing with all this bull crap. Best way to put it, bull crap, lies, the same criminal enterprise and criminal behavior that we've been dealing with for 3 years. But either way, we're getting through it. It's not really affecting me. The only thing that's really affecting me right now is the fact that I've got fluid still in my ears and and I'm gunky still up in the head. But I'm glad it's not in the lungs. I'm glad it's not in the chest. It's just, that's all. Crafty Chris, it's nice to see you, my love. Look at that. I got Ricky Beavers and Crafty Chris and MJ, all my favorite people all in one place. But I wanted to give a huge shout out, and I don't think I do this enough, is Mr. and Mrs. E Crimecast is, I really love them. I love their
Oh, Lord have mercy. I really love them.
personality. I love who they are as people. I love their story about their children. They're just really good people trying to do good things with their platforms and advocate.
So they must,
and
okay.
Therefore, what they
must be Team Seth then, if she likes them. Because I've watched them a couple times, not all the way through. What's up, Ellie Mae? I know her voice is fucking awful. Fucking awful. It's despicable. It should be illegal. Her voice should be illegal.
They've been friendly over here and subbed up over here a while ago, and I got to meet them, and gosh, I love them to death. They're so sweet. It's like everybody I meet is so sweet. Even Brian and Krista, they are just, they're just. I meet such great people doing the work that I do. I meet some pretty rotten people as well, but I meet a lot of great, amazing people. The real people, the average Joes of this country that just do what they can do. For the betterment of their community, for the betterment of somebody else. And you can never knock somebody that's doing that, right? I mean, there are people that do, the people that don't do that on this platform that like to criticize everybody that does do. But for the most part, we love being and surrounding ourselves with good-hearted people that do great things. And there for a while, I didn't realize I wasn't even subscribed to their channel, even though I thought I was, and something came up, somebody sent me a clip from them, and I'm like, why does it say subscribe? And I really, oh my gosh, I never subscribed to them.
Who cares? Do you think they really care if you're subscribed to them or not?
So I've been a subscriber to them now for a couple weeks. I know a lot of my audience has been subscribed, but I thought I was subscribed to them. I swear. So anyways, I got an opportunity to hear their most recent Crimecast, right? Podcast, right? I love it, Crimecast. That's really clever too. They're really growing their channel. They've got over 3,000 people now. I think it should be much higher than that because their content is really good. I love their platform. I love their conversation. I love how mild and meek they are. They're a very calm bunch of people that just really talk about the topics, and I love that. And so one of the things that they were talking about was, this particular case. If you guys haven't watched it, you should go over there, sub them up. Again, once my mods get in here, they'll throw all their
holy shit.
Just help a brother out here.
Wow. Virginia Grandma ×3. Thank you so much. She said, dang, Jay, you earned your money today. Thank you so much, Virginia. And congratulations on those 3 grandchildren. That was so generous of you. Wow. Thank you so much.
Stuff up there. And Crimecast, whenever you guys come back in here, I want to make sure that I wrench you just to make sure, because as you guys grow, there's going to be people that try to impersonate you and, come in and do some stupid stuff. So I want to make sure that you guys are wrenched just so I know.
She's going to wrench Mr. E's Crimecast people.
That we're dealing with the right people on here and stuff like that. Good morning, Mickey. It's nice to see you, Christy. It's nice to see you as well. I'm hoping we're gonna have a great day as well. Again, I don't know what's gonna go on. We have 4 issues that we're gonna be discussing in court today, and I don't anticipate receiving an order today. Maybe we'll see which way the judge is leaning on some of the arguments, but I won't really know.
Okay, hold on. Ginger Bell. So you are Team Proudfoot abusers? ? Allowing her husband to whack an autistic child with a belt? So is your question, am I Team Proudfoot abusers? The answer is no. I'm not Team anybody. I'm Team let's find a missing boy. I'm Team let's keep his face out there. I'm Team let's get these criminals, shitbags, and shit stirrers off his case. That's what I'm team. What are you team, Ginger Bell? What team are you on? Let us know in chat. Mr. E and his other half can F off too. They have been doing some stalking of Katie themselves. Oh, fuck them. That threesome is weird sitting there on that crime cast. Who are they? Is that like sister wives shit? What do they got going on over there? All in the same home at 11 o'clock at night. He's the man sitting in the middle. It's weird.
Until we get the order. I'm hoping that I'm at least get favorable results on at least some of my stuff, right? Obviously, I worked very hard for this. I think we got the arguments on our side. But again, you just never know. You never know what's going to be said by opposing counsel. If their argument's more compelling than my argument, right? Because that's really what it is when you go to court. It's who has the most compelling argument. Is it within the court's discretion? There's a lot of stuff here that are going to be within the court's discretion, and that's kind of where my emotions are kind of lying, is whether the court will have discretion.
Okay, Ginger Bell, we're on the same team then. Yeah, they're in court right now, guys. It's 11:04. They should be in session. Let's get some bees in chat. We got to keep the vibes going. Yeah, why are there teams? There shouldn't be. Kind of like when Michaela texted Julia. Remember when I had that text that Julia showed me from Michaela, and it said, we've reached triple digits. And I asked Julia what that meant, and she said, I guess 100 days. They all talk about it like it's a game. All you do is cover Bullhorn Betty. What team are you? I don't know, Ginger Bell. I have a whole nother channel. I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. I cover tons of shit. I don't know what in the hell you're on, Ginger.
My favor. So no. This is with the whale mouth.
Whale mouth? Whale mouth? So my question is, if you're team Sebastian, fine Sebastian, why are you upset about what I'm doing? Why are you worried about what I'm doing? I guess they have 4 motions to go over today, Sherry. I'm not really sure what it's all about. Ludwig.
The lady that can't show her face but likes to show everybody else's face, the felon that can't get can't even work at a 7-Eleven. Remember, she was charged with contributing.
Who's she talking about?
To the delinquency of a minor, so she can't even get a job at the 7-Eleven. So
contributing to a delinquency of a minor is nothing compared to your record. You know what, you guys? We are going to go over her criminal record. And we're going to talk about that. So we're going to do that.
Kinkle court. No kinkles. Well, kinkles. So anyways, Mr. and Mrs. E.
She's talking about cankles when she's supposed to be friends with Seth, who is a very large man. And she ain't skinny. Dude, this chick, I don't know what she sees when she looks in the mirror, but it is scary.
They bring up a lot.
Yeah, have you hit the thumbs up? Everybody hit the thumbs up, please.
Of stuff, and I think there was some really powerful information in their crime-cast, and I think it was about the direction of this case. When I was watching it and hearing it, they're talking about, at this point, because let's face it seems like Nick Barris is kind of getting a run for his money, right? And it seems like there's a lot of people that are a little hot with him, and he sounds like he's gaslighting, and that's really what it was about. Was is he gaslighting, or because we kind of feel like he is. Part of this conversation was related to Sumner County not having a public information officer, and which we all know as an acronym of PIO, right? PIO. POI is person of interest, right? But PIO is public information officer.
I know,
and we don't
Jane.
believe Sumner County has it, which is really, really bad, because when you have a case.
So she's saying they don't have a person, an officer, like a public information officer, to speak and give updates. No, that's what the TBI PIO does, right? That lady that came out and gave the last update, that was the TBI PIO. So fuck off. Sumner County doesn't need it because TBI has one. They're all set, bitch. They don't need you.
Like this, you need somebody that communicates with the public and gets the messaging out, and they're containing this. They're trying to basically say there's nothing to see over here, while they're trying to make us believe that there's no criminal investigation. We all know the elements and the standards and the policies and procedures of law enforcement in cases where there is a criminal investigation. There's very notable behaviors of law enforcement. One,
Okay.
the first
What
key
is it?
was the state's attorney coming out to the scene within 72 hours. If you hear and watch any of your favorite real true crime.
Yeah, not her, but real true crime. So she's saying that this is a criminal investigation, but she's also ignoring the fact that Seth hasn't gotten his electronics back. Bing bong, stupid bitch.
TV, like Court TV or like the first 48 hours or, Joe Kenda, a lot of people that talk about the policies and procedures of law enforcement. One critical thing is that there are, it's very customary to have the state attorney go out to the scene. The problem is when they go out to the scene, it's usually for criminal investigation. That's why they're there. They're there to help with a criminal investigation. So we know that this kind of took its turn about that 72-hour mark when we started seeing the state attorney, the district attorney out there on the scene advising law enforcement. That tells us right there, he's not going out there for a missing person, right? That's not a criminal investigation. It's not something that would utilize a district attorney's experience or guidance, okay? That doesn't come into play in a missing person child. These things come into play when you have criminal investigation. So they're trying to act like we don't have a criminal investigation. They're trying to, basically play the public, in my opinion. It's stupid. We don't know what we're doing. They know what we're doing. We're all completely off base here. We don't know anything. But the problem is there's too much information out. That factual information that has been released to the public.
No, there's not. There's very little facts that have been put out. She's saying there's a lot of information, factual information that has been released to the public. Wrong. D. Frank says, hey, Jay, licensed clinical psychologist here of 25 years. And yes, I concur. Borderline personality disorder for certain. Thank you, D. Frank. That's two of you. Right. There's so much factual information.
Not only by the law enforcement department, but by Chris and Katie themselves, right? They went on podcast after podcast after podcast trying to defend themselves. They never really talked about their son. They talked about everything that they were going through. Me, poor me. Another.
Oh, but you're describing Seth. You're really describing Seth right now. Me. Poor me. When have you ever heard Chris and Katie say poor me? I've never heard them say that. I've never seen them be pathetic.
Or, another shot, right? It's all poor me. It was all self-preservation when they were going on all of these things. They weren't talking about Sebastian. They weren't talking about the case. They weren't talking about ways to find Sebastian. They weren't talking about areas that they think that they're sent in to point the searchers in the right way. They haven't been out there. They haven't posted flyers. They haven't done anything. They've actually come to the public and begged for help and then condemned each and every person that has tried to help.
Oh, wow. This is going to be really interesting. I know, Dog the Betty Hunter. Good Lord.
They have threatened people. They've had their family stalk people.
Oh my God. She's projecting all the things she did onto them. Katie Proudfoot has never stalked you. She's never talked about you. She's never been on a panel talking about you. Nothing has ever come out of her saying your name. But she feels threatened by you because you're a crazy lunatic bitch.
They've done a lot of bad acting on their part while screaming that they want their son to be brought home. It doesn't appear to be so. Then we got law enforcement with a mouthpiece, Nick Barris, which, again, I don't like having public dispute with mainstream media. I really don't. There's a reason why I have my platform. There's a reason why I do the things that I do. It's because I don't trust mainstream media. I believe mainstream media tells the story that the politicians or their boardrooms want them to tell. There's no freedom of the press with the journalists for these alphabet soups of our.
She's lost her marbles. You know what? And Evie, there's a lot of people that feel the same way. White boy. I mean, this is sick.
Mainstream media this day. There's no journalistic integrity. They'll lie through their teeth. They'll lie to you. I don't like it. They don't have any backbone. They don't push against the system anymore. We used to have real journalists that push against the system, such as, that, I don't know if you guys know, there's a politician right now that is accused of unaliving a reporter, right? A reporter that was reporting on him, doing investigative reporting on this politician, and actually caught him having affairs in the backseat of cars and all this other stuff. Well, next thing you know, this guy is stabbed to death on the side of his house, and it is alleged that this politician, this county administrator, is the one that did it, and his name's something I can't remember.
Well, Betty, you're not even listening to the story you're telling. Hey, Cheesy.
His first name, but I know his last name's Tellis. So it's Nevada versus blank Tellis. And those are the types of journalists I like working with. The ones that don't mind doing the job, that don't mind getting, following the people to report on what they're doing. Like if this guy's a county employee, he's on county time, getting a whatever in the backseat of a car, whether it's, I'm not going into it. It's not my business. But he caught them. He caught the lady crawling out of the backseat of a car, pulling her skirt down. Like, these are older people.
You are disgusting. You are disgusting.
Have some class. You know, these are supposedly professional women.
This is what she's talking about with Sebastian Rogers. Good morning, Tennessee. Scum of the earth.
Professional men that are literally, you can't even spend the $75 for a cheap hotel. And I think in Las Vegas, they could probably get one for $25 for the hour. Just say it. Just say it. Why do you take this to a private place? Out in the public? Come on.
Oh,
so
says the pig that got busy behind the Chili's. Cooter skirt. Says the pig who got busy behind the Chili's in public. Scum juggling balls.
The guy ended up, doing his job and lost his life. We don't have those kinds of journalists anymore. You know, this is guys that was one of a few. We don't have those kind of journalists anymore that stick the camera up and said, "Where's your son?" Right? We don't have that. We used to. Look back in our history. Look back in mainstream media. Look at how our reporters used to report the news. They used to be hungry. They used to be ultra hungry for the news and the truth. And they were all silenced over the last few decades. All silenced. They have a narrative that they have to drive. They have propaganda they must force feed down the American people's throat. But the truth is getting further and further away from mainstream media and our freedom.
Oh my God.
Of press. But when we talk about Mr. and Mrs. E, again, if you guys, hey, Steffers, it's nice to see you, my love. They bring up valid points. This is now too big. And where's the manipulation tactics of law enforcement? When are they going to start letting some stuff out so they can elicit more leads in? They're begging for leads, but they're blocking the public out, saying we don't want you.
Hey, Timsy.
Well, are you any closer to solving this case than you were on February 26th? Because if not, then you need us. Why are we having no communication from law enforcement? Why are they letting this file collect us? What ace in the hole do they have that they're not telling us about? Do they have a piece of clothing? Do they have cleaning supplies? What did they find at the landfill? Stuff was taken out of the landfill. They say it's of no evidentiary value, kind of the beating drum of Sumner County. Well, what is of evidentiary value, Sumner County? I mean, if the lights coming out of the backside of their house and going to a car in the middle of the night is not of evidentiary value.
You don't know anything. Look at her. She is crazier than I could ever imagine. God. Hungry for some Chili's. What's up, Granny? I know she's turned us all off from Chili's. And you know what the difference is? Nick Barris respects law enforcement's investigations. That's the difference. It's not that he's run by anyone. He just has common sense and ethics. And not a fucking folded up Amazon Temu green screen over their window that you can see their blinds through.
And the child, the fact that he never walked out of the home and has never been seen on a camera, if that's not evidentiary value. If the fact that there is literally the whole house appeared to be cleaned prior to law enforcement being called in with the exception of Sebastian's room, if that's not evidentiary value, well, what do we call evidence?
Where is she getting that? Because Seth said the house was pristine, but it was always like that. She said it was, or he said it was always clean. It looked like it normally does.
What is evidence? Because I think the Sumner County might be a little confused. I think Nick Barris might be a little confused, right? There is literally, like this case that we're talking about, this Nevada versus Telus case, there was no witnesses. All right? There was no witnesses. There was a car, there was a man in orange with a straw hat, and that's all they got. What led them to Telus? There was DNA under fingernails because they did find the guy. And I think they found the guy days later.
Okay, it's really disturbing, too, that she's studying this case of where a journalist was murdered and there were no witnesses. Can this be yet another veiled threat? You know, if I was already feeling threatened by this woman and she went on with my son's name in her live streams, talking about rigor mortis, talking about what it would take to fit him in a pickle bag that I allegedly had. We don't even know if Katie has a pickle bag. Now she's got her viewers putting their sons and grandsons in it and wanting videos. And then she's studying a case where a journalist was murdered with no witnesses.
On the side of his house, which is sad. But at the beginning, they had nothing. And even when they had DNA, how did they link it to Telus? And how did they know Telus was the one that did it? Or that Telus was there in the area? When you look at the videos, there was nothing there. There was a guy in orange and a straw hat. You couldn't make out his face. You couldn't make out his height. You couldn't make out his weight. So how do they do these investigating with nothing of evidentiary value? I guarantee law enforcement, when they see this orange guy with a straw hat walking down the road, they're like, oh, well, it's not of evidentiary value. Hey, Skullified, it's nice to see you. River, good morning, River. Pete, it's nice to see you. The real me too, good morning. Oh, Jerry and Kara, it's nice to see you. Sonia, good morning. Sonia, why don't I see a wrench for you? Is this the right Sonia? Hold on, guys, give me a second.
Why don't I see a wrench for you?
What happened to your wrench? Can you write something else, Sonia? Crime Stories Obsessed, it's nice to see you.
Oh, God.
I never removed your wrench.
Crime Stories Obsessed is a Bullhorn Betty fan? What a disappointment.
I don't know. What the hell? Type now. I've been banned. You better not have been. How did that happen? There you are. That is weird. I haven't even been in those settings. That's insane. I wonder if one of the other mods timed you out. I think you were a bad girl. Good morning, Tony. It's nice. Nice to see you. Delilah took it away. Oh my goodness.
TikTok Tony's in there. TikTok Tony, let's watch the chat. Hang on. How do I get that back? Show chat. All right. TikTok Tony is in here.
I just noticed that. I'm like, what the hell? Southern Grammy, it's nice to see you. Serenity, good morning. Good morning. Are you sure that's Sonia? You need a code word.
I think he's
Sonia,
got me
you're gonna have to
blocked.
send me a code word in Messenger.
I can't see Tony. I think Tony has me blocked. I can't see him. Look at all these idiots that support her. Yeah, Tony's got me blocked. What a puss.
I know it's got to be Sonia. What other Sonia do we have up at the crack of dawn? The lady doesn't sleep. That's got to be her. Oh, good gracious. My sinuses. I'm still getting gunk out of my head. I can feel it in my ear. I can't feel it in this ear because it's my deaf ear. Okay, it's her. Wow, you lost your wrench. You lost your wrench. No, you got it back. I don't know how that happened. I really don't. I just happened to see him. Wait a minute. Where's your wrench? Because you post everything in here. Delilah, shoot your wrench, Sonia. Delilah, it's all your fault. It's all your fault. She's sleeping. She was up running around this morning. She was up playing with me, biting me. She loves this little thing. This thing's been chewed, and like I gotta wash it now. Like it's got dog slobber on it. See how the stuff is kind of chunky together because it's her slob. It's her slob. She loves this thing. She's got a little fox, and this is looks like the raccoon. I can't remember what else she's got. She's got a fox and something else, maybe a bear. I don't know.
And a pair of
nice
underwear.
To see you all. Yes.
And a pair of your crusty ass drawers.
So, hey, would you guys mind, one of the mods, throw Mr. and Mrs. E Crimecast link in here, because I really think everybody in here, like they've been growing really well. They've got like 3,000. I honestly believe that their show should have 10,000 subscribers at minimum. You know, they're contagious. My nose just started. Christy, Big Back Mike up in the house. It's nice to see you. It's nice to see.
Was Ginger Girl just in here? Is this the same Ginger? Is this the same Ginger that was just here? They said, I heard something upsetting. Rumors of a counter protest for a missing child. Who does that? So this Ginger Girl is saying that there's... Okay, Ginger Girl is in her chat as well. So apparently you're a Bullhorn Betty fan. Why didn't you say that when I asked? Why'd you make me find out? Why are you in here trolling me? Don't come in here lying.
See you, my love. I haven't had a hamburger in a really long time. I think today's going to be a great day for a burger. I don't know about the rest of you.
Ugh, don't
but actually,
ruin
I've got
burgers. Big mouth
apple
burgers.
bourbon marinated pork loin. That I'm better catch it. That I'm going to have.
Marinated in what? Marinated in what?
I thought she was cat, LOL. No, she's a dog. Miss Delilah, she's so sweet. I wish you could see her, Ricky. She is like, she's got the cutest face in the whole darn world. I mean, she is so cute. And she's so precious, too. I gotta be, I'm so lucky. Like, most people have puppies, and the puppies are tearing everything up. They can't keep their dog under control. It's sometimes a little hectic having puppies. But she is just so sweet. She's really good. I mean, she's a puppy, but she's a darn good puppy, Oh, I'll see everybody saying good morning to you, Delilah. Say hi. See, I'm right here. Hi, everybody. I was sleeping until my mommy picked me up, so I'm gonna go back to sleep now. I can go back to sleep. Now she doesn't want to go back to sleep.
What'd she do? Just like toss her down? God, you're a bitch. You are such a nasty hoe. God.
I mean, she is so cute. And she's so precious, too. I gotta be, I am so lucky. Like, most people have puppies, and the puppies are tearing everything up. They can't keep their dog under control. It's sometimes a little hectic having puppies. But she is just so sweet. She's really good. I mean, she's a puppy, but she's a darn good puppy, Oh, I'll see everybody saying good morning to you, Delilah. Say hi. See, I'm right here. Hi, everybody. I was sleeping until my mommy picked me up, so I'm going to go back to sleep now. I can go back to sleep.
She did. She literally tossed her down. She's so little. They're so little. You are a bitch.
People go over there and sub up to them because, again, they had great talking points yesterday about this case, and I think what resonated with me is how law enforcement, it just doesn't feel like they're ruffling the feathers they need to ruffle. But again, they said that they may be trying to, keep the people, talking and cooperating and stuff like that. But in all fairness, I don't think Chris and Katie have really been cooperative from the very beginning because they keep changing their story. And that's what was so upsetting and what was gaslighting for many people is when Nick Barry.
They never changed their story. What is she talking about? What did Chris and Katie change? What did Chris and Katie change? Nothing. They've had the same story. We even, mocked it and called it scripted. Seth is the one that's changed his stories.
Harris is like, well, they've checked out their story and everything is matched. Which story? Like, he's totally glosses over the fact that we have like 30 different stories. If you really took all the changes, you got probably about 30 different stories that were stated. Nay for 2024. What are you putting in here, Timu? You're funny.
Timu came in with nay. Nay, is that Savage coming in? Timu? Nay for president? Where is it? Oh, Crime Stories Obsessed says, I'm cleaning today, but I'm here for you as always, love. Oh, what a disappointment. Gross. Gross. All right, let's get through this.
Mods, make sure Betty sees my comments, please. Rosebud, let me see. Sometimes I get talking and I miss it. I think lawyers need to look into that. New sheriff brought new evidence and proof of the Amherst woman's unaliving. Please tell Seth. Is that the teacher? Yeah, I know. That's what I've been talking about. That you're talking about the Greenberg lady or whatever her name is. I can't remember. Eileen. She's a teacher. Is that the one? Is that the case you're talking about?
Oh my God. It's Ellen Greenberg, you idiot.
Eileen Greenberg?
She said Eileen because of Eileen Wuornos. Because she knows she's been compared Eileen Wuornos looking ass. She said Eileen. Ministry, good morning. Granny, she been listening to you. Eileen Wuornos looking ass. She said, is it Eileen? Eileen? No, it's not Eileen. It's Ellen.
I think this is it. No. Yes. Ellen Greenberg. Ellen Greenberg. So me, Ellen.
She just realized
Good to see you.
Oh fuck. She just realized that she said Eileen. Eileen. I lost my spot. Dang it. Here it is.
She's a teacher. Is that the one? Is that the case you're talking about? Let's see, is it Eileen Greenberg? Eileen Greenberg? I think this is it. No. Yes. Ellen Greenberg. Ellen Greenberg. So me, Ellen.
She just realized she said Eileen.
Ellen Greenberg. So parents of teachers stabbed in an alleged suicide case once a journal from cops. And it says, I know that there was just a recent verdict that the family, let's see, right here, it says suicide ruling for teacher, 20 stab wounds may be reexamined as family secure potential major win. Is that the one that you're talking about, Rosebud? Let me go down here and see if that's the one you're talking about. Right. He was the lead anyways. Eric has been the lead. Yeah, he's been the lead from the very beginning. And quite frankly, I don't know, it's not like it's turning over. And my understanding is nobody's even running against the sheriff, the deputy sheriff, Eric Craddock. They're about to go to the GOP the same time we're doing our Seth is doing, because mine's not until that Monday on the 26th, but Seth is doing the vigil, the motorcycle ride in the vigil. And by the way, guys, even if you guys don't want to join in on the motorcycle ride, I believe that they're.
So she's not going to this? Wait a minute. She's not going to Seth's vigil and the motorcycle ride, or is she just lying because she doesn't want people to think she's going to be there? Why would she only go to protest and not attend the vigil? Or is she lying?
The GOP the same time we're doing our Seth is doing, because mine's not until that Monday on the 26th, but Seth is doing the vigil, the motorcycle ride in the vigil. And by the way, guys, even if you guys don't want to join in on the motorcycle ride, I believe that there is a for $25 you can, and this is all going to support the animal shelter You get a shirt, and I think there's going to be a meal wherever we're going, the final spot where we're having the actual prayer vigil. It's my understanding there's going
Oh, God, is she cooking in her crock pot? People are going to get a Betty crock pot cooter meal.
to be some food there. So if you guys would like to get a shirt and stuff, please reach out to Tony, or I don't know how that's going to all work, Tony, so you might want to give me some instruction on how to handle that so we can get those if people want to participate in the ride, even whether they actually have a motorcycle or not.
Dude.
And that also reminds me we need a road captain and a team lead. If somebody's out there that has motorcycles that would like to be a road captain or a team lead, please reach out to me.
What? We need a road captain or a team lead? Please reach out to me. She's always says we, though. Like she's got a mouse in her pocket. I think she's got fleas in her pocket. What's up, Sirius? What's up, Truth Exposed? Good to see you guys.
Or Tony, because all I'm going to do is refer you over to Tony. But, you know, some people find my email a little easier, bullhornbetty@gmail.com. If you would like to be a road captain or a leader.
I'll forward it over to Tony. I'm sure she will. Look at, she got her pinky up too. She's emulating Tony. See that? His little pecker.
Please consider reaching out and letting us know. Tony, is there a link regarding the vigil and the link to the Humane Society for donations? That's a great question, Lois. I know I do have. Okay, here we go. So Tony's email is wearesebastiansarmy@gmail.com. Wearesebastiansarmy@gmail.com. So if you guys would like to be a road captain or a team lead, please, let me try to pin this. Please consider reaching out to We Are Sebastian's Army, all one word, We Are Sebastian's Army @gmail.com. We still need a road captain and a leader for that ride. So anybody that would like to step up to the plate and take those responsibilities on would be wonderful and great. But let me get back to Ellen Greenberg. A pathologist controversial ruling in the Ellen Greenberg, a 27-year-old Philadelphia woman whose death by 20 stabs was a suicide, will receive.
Okay, we're going to skip that because I don't need to get my true crime from her.
We always wondered why we didn't have standing Ellen's mother and father. Her father, Dr. Joshua Greenberg, told Fox.
She reads just like Crime Time Buzz. Listen to this.
Kids have, fake stuff. I prefer using fake stuff if you need to look at this just to make sure that we're all.
Wait. Listen, she wants to do a reenactment.
For standing and on an ability to challenge the medical examiner. Right now, the medical examiner's conclusion cannot be challenged. Sounds pretty stupid. Look at this. Tell me how in the world these back here happened. I'm just asking. Look at the size of those knives. You tell me. I want everybody. I don't want you guys getting a knife. Okay. If you guys have, we know Halloween. Our kids have, fake stuff. I prefer using fake stuff if you need to look at this just to make sure that we're all, safe in our insane reenactments. Okay. Do not use a real knife. But I want you guys to go and get something. Even the skewer, right? A skewer, right? They're long, right? Turn around on the blunt end, not the sharp end. Not to make you guys feel stupid, but you never know who's watching, right? And I want you to take that and try to stab yourself in the back of the neck. Okay. A ruler. Thank you, Ginger. That's probably better. Thank you. That's why we love the bringing of the minds.
Try to stab yourself in the back of the neck. What?
And I want you to try to stab yourself and see how easy that is. Now I want you to look at this picture again. I want you to pay very close attention to the ones in the back of her head. Now, I'm sorry, I'm not a medical examiner, okay? I gotta be honest with you. I didn't go to medical school. I know nothing. I mean, I do have some.
We know you don't know shit, okay?
Experience in medical from, the courses I took when I was in insurance. I'm experienced in medical in a very, probably above maybe an average Joe's understanding of.
You're above the average Joe's understanding of medical because you worked in insurance? Because why? Because you answered phones and did some filing? Good Lord above.
Medical, okay? My mom was in with doctors my whole life, worked for all these people. I did insurance. I did training.
My mom was in with doctors her whole life? Okay.
For, I can't even remember what kind of training, some type of medical training that I underwent over and above, like, life-saving measures such as CPR and stuff like that. So we do have all of this, but, I don't need to have a medical degree to look at something and say that doesn't make sense, okay? I have had experiences of watching unalivings. I've had experience of watching drowning. I've had experience of watching people get shot.
What? What?
Okay, I have had experiences of watching unalivings. I've had experience of watching drowning. I've had experience of watching people get shot, stabbed, everything. But I have never in my life, I've known and heard of people unaliving themselves with knives, stabbing themselves in the heart, the gut,
The fuck is wrong with this woman? Y'all, this is some Aileen shit right here. Yeah, cuckoo, cuckoo, cuckoo.
Stuff in the front. But I have never never seen somebody that was able to go gadget their arm, to extend their arm out further than what God gave them with bone, to reach back behind their head and stab themselves in the back of their own head. Okay, I've never seen that before. Now, again, it's not the front. Let's see if I can copy this image, download this image. Let's download this image. Okay, let's open this image. All right. I want you to see where these are. I mean, the direction. They are almost perfectly. Can you guys see that? Let me try to get the shadow out. Perfectly straight. So they didn't go in an upward direction or a downward direction. And if you notice, whenever I'm trying to stab myself in the back, you see how my hand's position? It's in an upward direction, right? Because you can't really contort your arm back there for a perfectly straight in and out. It's up, it's down, right? So you have, it's going to be these right here.
OMG. I don't even know what to say. I'm speechless.
Are not in the trajectory of coming from top down. They're going in almost parallel, right? I want you guys to try to mimic that on your own and see what the probability of that is. Now, as you can see, I've done the, this was back when this case was breaking. I didn't really cover this case in depth, but I did watch it. I have been monitoring this case. That's how I knew the name. And I knew about the parents fighting with the medical examiner. But it sounds like there might be a break. And people should be able to challenge. These are people that we trust and rely on to give us proper reporting. But again, just like with Stephen Smith, you know, what is the process when you don't agree with the medical exam? Like, this is clear. Like, I don't know why anybody would believe that this woman stabbed herself in the back of the head 20 times. It's next to impossible. I mean, think about it. We go into court all the time. Let's put this in a different perspective. We go into court all the time watching these cases where there's gunfire, right? And the trajectory of the gunfire. And them constantly saying to us in all of these gun violence where people are shot in the back of their head, we're hearing all the time that it's hard to unalive yourself by putting, you know. So if we had to apply this, which is a standard that we've heard like our entire life with those types of head injuries, why all of a sudden is that theory out the window when it comes to Ellen Greenberg? It doesn't make sense. So law enforcement doesn't always do it right. I think this case is a great example of that, the Ellen Greenberg. And I think it's, you know, we're not even into the medical examiner aspect of it, but we haven't found Sebastian Rogers. We haven't found Sebastian Rogers. So what gives? And are law enforcement trying to play the Proudfoots? Maybe if they were at one time, but that ship has done sailed. Chris and Katie have told people entirely too much information, which and no, a bunch of garbage. They told people a bunch of garbage, never really answering any of the major questions that we've had for months. And then when they started getting called out on it, they decided to ghost everybody, right? Except Chlamydia, you know? And that's pretty much the only people, from my understanding, that they would talk to. And she has to, from my understanding, from what I'm hearing, she has to keep calling them and driving them nuts until they answer their phone. So it doesn't sound like they're really trying to talk unless they're trying to save their own butt. So
I know. How did we go from Ellen Greenberg? But how are we back to Sebastian? How did we just do that?
when we go back to the Crimecast, Mr. and Mrs. E Crimecast, and you talk about how we all have so much information, it's hard to try to convince us to believe what we already know. You know, as if we're supposed to move that to the side and say, that's not what we're supposed to believe, right? That's what law enforcement is telling us. None of this stuff is evidentiary value. But when we look at it, it surely does seem like it's of high evidentiary value, because if you look at this case and you walk through it, it seems like all these pieces of puzzle are fitting together perfectly toward Katie and Chris. The only element missing is a missing son. Where is
Oh my God, how are all the puzzle pieces going to them?
Is he? It seems like that is the only piece of the puzzle that's still left to be put in place. It seems like everything else has been done, because we know that Katie was there. People are trying now. I gotta be honest, hold on 1 second.
Oh my God. Girl.
Sorry, I still got bunk. We know Katie and Chris, if you look at all the information, everything that happened that night into that morning is awfully sus and did not happen any other time that they've been in that home. What do I mean by that? The lights going on and off. The front house going completely dark. The silhouette of somebody in that front window looking out, trying to see who's up and who saw them. And then the lights on the outside of their house leading to a car, an SUV, a full-size SUV that was picked up on their neighbor's camera that appeared to be trying to be hidden from all cameras.
Oh my God, she's got it all figured out. Dr. Melmo says it's called, hang on. I know she doesn't shut up. Where did Dr. Melmo go? Oh, I lost it. It's called A Flight of Ideas. She's all over the place.
Otherwise, why did they pull around to the house? Why did they park all the way by Kellen and walk? It doesn't make sense. These are suspicious behaviors. And while you can't see who the people are, you kind of understand who the players are. Why? Because they came from the Proudfoots home, right? They came from the Proudfoots home.
No, bitch, they came from the car. Just like you just said. It doesn't mean it's the Proudfoots. It doesn't mean it's the Bowersox. Idiot.
And the fact that this boy doesn't have a whole lot of friends, was sheltered. As a matter of fact, so sheltered, the neighbors didn't even know he was there. They knew about him, but they never saw him. It doesn't sound like Katie took him out very often. It doesn't sound like Katie actually went out to play with him in the yard, to throw ball, to take him to a park.
He's not 5. See, she clearly, you can tell people, like, she does not know anything about children. Sad that she had stepchildren, because 15-year-olds, you don't take them to the park. You don't go out in the yard and play ball. Katie had him out all day Sunday. What are you talking about? So much so that you said yesterday that she had him overstimulated. And that's why you think she unalived him. You are out there, man.
It didn't seem like that was their thing. That's the stuff Seth did with his son, because he cared about his son. He cared about his son's well-being.
Oh,
but it sounded like his mama just wanted him to go to his room and leave her the hell alone, if you ask me. That seems what's more customary inside the Proudfoot home than anything. Yum, cheeseburger sounds good. All right, guys, time to go make us a cheeseburger breakfast. Big Mac Mike would love it. Thank you, Karen. Thank you. I'm praying for you and supporting your efforts, Betty. Oh, thank you. God bless you. God bless you. So we have some stuff, and then we find out that Chris and Katie run off while all these strangers are out there in the woods, breaking their back in the heat, trying to find their son, and they run off to Mississippi. What mother runs off to Mississippi? And now we find out that she can spend more time on me trying to get me in trouble over lies, her lies, they're going to come back and bite her, than she did to ever even look for her son. Which reminds me, if you guys would like to contribute to the legal expense, right now it's about $2,500. Please consider sending
Oh boy, here we go. My legal costs.
Goes to my Venmo, Cash App, or PayPal. Anything in those accounts over the next 30 days are going to be given to the Good Samaritan that helped me out with my legal expenses. When we have somebody that steps up to the plate and we'd like to contribute and take that weight off that one person, that would be very much appreciative, where we kind of spread it around. I can't stop thinking how CP and KP tried to hurt both Nina and Seth via litigation, false allegations while taking their children away. It bugs me, in my opinion. It does. And not only that, but Sebastian was about to go to his father's, and it makes me wonder, what was he going to tell his dad when he started living there and he started getting more comfortable and he realizes that life is a lot different over at his dad's house?
Oh, we all know that life was different at his dad's house. We heard all about what life is like at his dad's house. Son, you need to take a shower. Remember that disgusting story?
And with his mom and their constant bullying and mistreatment of Sebastian. I was having fun with another person in the chat. I can't stop thinking. Okay, I got that one. We need to do a writing campaign to report Sumner County corruption to Jonathan Scarmetti, Tennessee Attorney General, Office, P.O. Box 20207, Nashville, Tennessee. Thank you. Thank you, Car Guy, for that. I took a picture of it. I'll start drafting a letter, a form letter. If people want to do their own wording, they can. But if they have a form letter, sometimes it's just easier to print, especially people that don't really have a lot of time but want to, contribute or do their part. If Sebastian was truly missing, she would be home every day searching and going nuts. KP knows where he is. Period. Come on, TV. And what about them putting them in the hot seat? Why not start sitting out? It seems like Sumner County is too busy trying to get KP and CP to like them, right? Because they're losing a lot of respect of their community. I can tell you from the conversations I've had with community members and leaders in their area, they're losing.
No leaders talk to your ass. No one talks to you. No one wants you in their community. You're a liar.
Faith in Craddock. They're losing faith in Craddock.
Oh my God, she's talking about Craddock now. They're losing faith in Craddock. Okay.
His ability to bring this case home. This is a solvable case. This is a solvable case that they have. Now they only have one detective on it. They're waiting for it to get cold and to go into a filing cabinet so they can move on from this case. And it's our job to make sure that they cannot move on from this case. And that's exactly what we're going to do. Remind them this case is going nowhere. It's not going to collect dust in a filing cabinet.
Wanny, that's hilarious.
I hope everybody comes out to the vigil. The vigil's in Clarksville. The gathering of voices is going to be at Sumner County Sheriff's Department. That's at 117. Me too. You might have to throw some of the addresses up here. I got to make the flyer. It's going to be from 9 to 12. We're going to be in the parking lot. We're going to be safe. We're going to have cake. We're going to have
cake. This is this morning.
Drinks, and we're going to make sure we clean up after ourselves as if we were never even there. That's right, Sebastian Army is not going away. Absolutely, it's not. All right, guys, well, I have to get started. I've already read through this stuff several times. I didn't write my arguments down. I hope I remember everything I'm going to say in court, but I always believe that what needs to be said out of my mouth will be said out of my mouth. These are pleadings I've written myself. I've personally written them. And, this is a case that has affected my life negatively. Okay, there it is. 117 West Smith Street in Gallatin, Tennessee. That's where we're going to be. 117 West Smith Street, Gallatin, Tennessee. I wouldn't care who drove by my house. I wouldn't leave. Exactly. Nobody would.
Well, people are dragging up Craddock's Twitter from like 10 years ago. he retweeted something about, like, I don't call it rape, I call it snuggle something. It's something really off. And he's got a few retweets like that 15 years ago. And I think she's pulled that out.
These people are insane. And not only that, they sit there and try to say the reason why they're leaving is because they're being harassed. Well, we know where the harassment is coming from. And I'm sorry, nobody's harassing them, but they have no problem harassing other people. They have no problem trying to intimidate other people. Well, Big Bad Chris, you do not scare me. You know why? Because I used to date assholes like you. Okay? I did. And you know what? You make me sick. I can see right through you. You abusive animal, you. In my opinion. Jackass. All right, guys. You guys have a great day. Rock it out. Your coffee beans out. Have an amazing Friday. You guys know I will be back here to tell you how the court hearing went. I'm not sure if I'm going to do it before or after I weed eat the yard, but we'll see. So you have a great day. God bless you. Don't forget to go and step up to Mr. and Mrs. E Crimecast. Again, I was listening to their stuff. They have great talking points. They have great things to get your mind.
Why is she promoting them? They're local, too. They're local. I wonder if they're going to meet up with her and protest with her. Mr. E's Crimecast. Shame on y'all if you do. Eric Craddock said struggle snuggle. Yeah, it was really gross. Let me show you guys. Let me show you guys his ex, and then we're going to wrap this one up. Oh, by the way, we're going to be watching the Lacey Peterson documentary on Netflix this weekend in Discord. If you guys want to join, if you're a member of J is for Justice, you are automatically in. And if you're a member here, I will share the Discord link as well. So I will make a community post with that. And if you are a member here, you can get in. We'll watch that together. But let's go to Eric Craddock's ex account. He really should have deleted these. So here he is. He looks like Adam Levine when he was younger. So there's him and his wifey. It's another day in paradise. He joined in 2009. And let's go down. Okay, here's one that was weird. He reposts this men's humor shit, if that tells you anything. Sorry, this is 2013. Have you ever looked at a person and thought, yep, you have somebody locked in your basement? Right here. Oh, he replied. This isn't a retweet. That's even worse.
Creep town, dude.
Yeah, it is creepy. But look at, he replied to this. This account is suspended. Oh, Mr. Wonka. And he put, oh, Mr. Wonka. Rape is such a strong word. I prefer snuggle struggle. That's gross. I really want to smack. He reposted this. I really want to smack the broke people that buy steak with their food stamps. Really, bitch? Really? Don't sweat what's petty and don't pet what's sweaty. Yeah, it's not good. Downloaded Guys Like Me ringtone. Watching the UFC, fixing to go to Amy in the movies, working and it sucks. This is 2009. He did the rape thing in 2012. It's gross. Fucking gross, man. What about Cross Facebook where he's into swingers? I haven't seen that. I know, Michelle. I don't have my soundboard when I'm on this talk studio thing. Here's a link if anybody wants to come up. I was going to wrap it up, but if anybody wants to come up and chit chat for a few, you can. I know, Daddy Craddock, what a disappointment. I don't like it. So he's got one of the best movies of all time, Fast Times at Ridgemont High on Showtime. Great way to end a shitty trip to Chicago. How I feel about the news lady, Bruce Jenner, Caitlyn Jenner, who gives a shit. He hasn't posted since 2015, but it does not look good. Craddock and CP have disgusting mouths and behavior towards women. Yeah, it's really gross. And now he's up for sheriff. Like he's the acting sheriff, but now he could be voted in. Who's streaming the court hearing? I want to go watch it. Let us know in chat who's streaming that. I'm shocked Betty doesn't support him. Seems her type. I know. It is very disappointing. Because it's not funny. It was 9 years ago, but still. You got to get rid of that shit if you're going to be sheriff. Look at, he's got caterpillar eyebrows. He reminds me of an actor, and I can't think of who it is. I know. Who's streaming it? Let me know. I know I'm sickened as well. No, he wasn't a kid. It was 9 years ago. He had children then. Because he's got pictures of his children on here. If Eric Craddock would be on anyone's team, it would be Seth's. Yeah, not a good look. Not a good look. All right, guys, we're going to wrap this one up. Please let us know where that is streaming so we can go watch it ourselves. I appreciate it. Virginia, thank you for your generous super chat. Thank you for your support today. And we're going to wrap this one up. Oh, no one is? I thought they must have been lying. It's Alaska that's streaming it. Thank you, Candy Wrapper. So go look for Alaska. If you could put the link in the description or in the comments down below, that'd be great. All right, guys, I'll see you on the flip side. Let's hope that the honey pots prevail today, right? The bees, the queen bee. Oh, Chris in the swingers. I got you. Yeah, I remember something weird about that. It was something he liked, like a page he liked or something. Wasn't it? Uh-oh. Are you guys still there? Uh-oh. Dude, that was so weird. Are you guys still there? That was crazy. I think I'm back. I froze up for a second there. So sorry. That was weird. All right, you guys. Take care. Have a good rest of your Friday. I'll see you at 3 p.m. over on the other channel. Bye.